Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. I can see that we have more than just the speakers that have joined in at this time, and I'm so grateful. We're due to start at 10 a.m. GMT plus one. So if you've joined and you're not a speaker, I will be saying thank you so much. So we'll be starting the broadcast at 10 a.m. GMT plus one. At that time, I'll come to welcome you again properly. But for now, we'll be sharing the video. And thank you again for joining the CEO Drawing Board 6.0. The sponsors of the CEO Drawing Board are today's African superheroes. Why? They've basically gone ahead to create a new world and a new market for businesses who have found it frustrating to try and grow and expand globally in an environment with little support. But today, the CEO Drawing Board presents the opportunity for businesses to be able to expand beyond regions, expand beyond continents through the franchising module, through mergers, acquisitions, introductions to innovation, and unconventional means, all under the umbrella of inorganic expansion. We want to thank our sponsors for thinking ahead of the African business to be able to become a player in the global space. We expect that the CEO Drawing Board 6.0 will help businesses build structures, processes, capital bases that will bring them up to speed with their global counterparts. Thank you for the opportunity to serve on the continent. My name is Fumi Bajulai, host and founder of the CEO Drawing Board in ACR Global. Thank you. The sponsors of the CEO Drawing Board are today's African.
How confident are you that your wealth can meet your future needs and goals? At Standard Chartered, we are committed to helping you grow, manage and protect your wealth through SC Wealth Select. Helping you meet your wealth goals and aspirations today, tomorrow and forever. Today is about ensuring you have the means to meet your needs and lifestyle in the near term. Tomorrow focuses on growing your wealth to meet your longer-term needs and aspirations. And forever, providing legacy planning for generations to come. But achieving this requires careful planning. Are you following these important principles to successfully grow and protect your wealth? SC Wealth Advisors use 5 wealth principles to guide your wealth decisions. Our first principle is discipline. Be sure to create an investment plan and follow it. Stay focused on your investment goals and ignore the noise. Diversification. You can achieve greater stability in your portfolio by diversifying your investments across asset classes, geographies and sectors. Time in the market. Be sure to buy the market with a long-term view, rather than trying to time the market lows and highs. Risk and return. Understand the risks and remember that no investment is worth the risk unless you get a commensurate return. And protection. Protecting your wealth against life's uncertainties brings you peace of mind. With these principles in mind, our wealth advisors follow a comprehensive advisory process that partners with you throughout your wealth journey to achieve your goals. In Showcase, let us show you how SC Wealth Select helps you grow your wealth. Through our diverse intelligence, strong open architecture investment platform and robust portfolio construction process. Through Discover, we want to know you better, to better understand your needs, preferences and life goals. Then we propose. We help you design diversified portfolios tailored for you, leveraging our CIO views to grow, manage and protect your wealth. Through Implement, we help you implement your portfolio seamlessly and transparently. And most importantly, we monitor and review, because it's important to undertake regular health checks of your portfolio so you stay on track to meet your objectives. Wealth expertise made to matter. SC Wealth Select. Speak to us today.
My name is Fumi Bajulaye.
My name is Ayo Adegoye.
I am Dr. Arwad Abdullah.
This is Valentine Ozipo.
This year at the CEO Drawing Board 6.0, we will be going to Ghana. Amazing time at the webinar. We had over 40 countries subscribe. We had speakers from 10 different time zones, and it was amazing. What we're doing at the CEO Drawing Board is to bring a collaboration of businesses all across Africa to impact one on another. At Ghana, we're having the mastermind where each business owner from different parts of the continent are going to bring to the table what can help each other flourish. We'll experience powerful collaborations, and also there will be exhibitions of the franchises that are coming in from Europe into Africa, some from USA and beyond.
I will be in Ghana in June during the CEO Drawing Board 2024 to speak on franchising and management agreements.
I'll be speaking on the pivotal role of artificial intelligence in inorganic business expansion.
I'll be speaking on the topic of franchising strategy for business expansion.
This year is going to be mind-blowing, but beyond that, it will ensure that you transit from where you are to expand your business to the ends of the earth. Literally, we have business consultants can help model your business from where it is into a franchising model that you can now export. We're going to have investors, we're going to have funders. We have something called the Networking Alley. The Networking Alley, you can sit there. Everything that you've learned, you put it to work immediately. You have the legal team, the funding team, the insurance team, branding team, all coming together to give you the solutions to move your business forward.
To have an opportunity for African businessmen, women, entrepreneurs to get together to look at how franchising and the possibilities of co-opetition will help us.
You do not want to miss CEO Drawing Board 6.0. We'll be in Ghana. See you there. Good morning. From Lagos, Nigeria. It's GMT +1. My name is Fumi Bajulaye. Thank you so much for joining the CEO Drawing Board 6.0. Before we go into the main program, I want to make sure that I give some concierge advice for the platform. So this is a platform called Trainer Central. It's a bit different from Zoom and Google. So it means that if you want to speak, you will need to ask for mic access. You might not be able to see your mic, but immediately you can interact using the chat button which is to the left of your screen. You can ask questions, and also you can post reactions. So we want to do a bit of a test now. So if you can hear me clearly, please type your name in the chat button and the country that you are joining from. I just want to make sure that I'm audible and you can hear me. So you can use the chat button to type your name and the country that you've joined us from, so that we are sure that you can see and hear me clearly. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. John from Lebanon, Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much, Master. Nigeria. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, from Lebanon. Thank you so much. We expect to start at exactly 10 a.m. and we will be running through very seamlessly. The speakers, we've already had a conversation about the fact that when you're up, I will give you mic access so that we can have a seamless flow. Congratulations once again, and welcome to a world of possibilities. So I want you to think about the first moment you decided to be a CEO or a business leader in Africa. The optimism you had, the clear vision, the impact goal, and the endless possibilities you saw. I want you to hold that thought, because at the end of this mastermind, we want you to multiply that energy and its possibility by 1,000. This mastermind is a testament to the power of collaboration, not of any kind of people, but the African business economy. Today is the opportunity to trade on great terms. A world opened up by new communication channels, AI, innovation, the Gen Z who came up, and the new African innovators. The CEO Drawing Board is a co-petition of business moguls who, with shared resources, knowledge, innovation, and assets, will jointly deliver value that would impact Asia, Europe, Middle East, and even American microeconomies. My name is Fumi Bajulaye, OETE. I'm going to give you a visual representation of just 1 second, please. Yes. So my name is Fumi Bajulaye, OETE, and I'm the daughter of the Holy Spirit, the prime ecosystem builder in Africa, and a people developer. OETE, which is my Oriki, means Omo Ekun Tonje Ekun, which in English means the daughter of the lion, who herself is a lioness. I'm so honored to be the founder and host of a first of its kind Pan-African mastermind and exhibitions coming up for the purpose of intra-continent trade and competition. I sit here today on the shoulders of several giants and in only one. I stand in my Father, the Lord Jesus Christ, who gave me the opportunity to speak to pro-growth individuals who push this vision much further than initially imagined. I'm thanking openly my pastor, Reverend Chris Oyakilome, DSDD, and his son, my coach, Pastor Demeji Mattison, for building me with words that built ageless champions and showing me God's mirror of me. I'd like to specially appreciate the planning committee of the CEO Drawing Board. You know yourselves, Dr. Awad, Dr. Chidi Opaluba, Pastor Dotson Akiomi, Osage Omigwe, Mrs. Williams, my dear friend, the shifter. I'll also love to thank our partners, Danian Labs, SEDFM Media, Nimde Data, OVR World, Dimensions Consulting, Carison Sazi, TL Global, Aravo, LIIT, POSMI, who are very, very dear to us, Pan-African Capital Holdings. And I'll also like to recognize our distinguished guests on the call with us today. I had to over and over again pinch myself at the level of support that we have gotten on this project so far. And I made sure to take a note to thank as many as I can call by name before we start. We're expecting on this call His Excellency Wamkele Mem, the Secretary General of AFC-FTA, Chinwe Okoro, the Managing Director of Whitney Group, Caris Henderson, Executive Director of Malakai Airlines, Captain Retired Prince Kofi Amaobeng, the founder and CEO of UT Bank, Tuchi Iwovu, CEO Ghana Commodity Exchange, Andrew Taki, CEO founder ZPay Ghana, Dr. Henry E. Emeju, that's the Director General of PAOSMI, Alhaji Said Bawa Momen, National President of the Association of Small Scale Industries, Mr. Manasa Miruka, Director of Program and Coordinator of Country Level Programs, Patrick Bandana, the Country Director, Mrs. Gladys Binney, CEO AIM Ghana Foundations, and the distinguished CEOs and business leaders from over 20 African countries on this call. I say thank you for joining. And to the team that have put the money and materials forward to see this vision come alive, these unique individuals show generational hope in the continent. They give life in a seemingly dark path and open roads for several to pass. I'd like you to give a sitting ovation to our sponsors, and you can also use the reaction button to give them an applause as well. I'd like us to thank our sponsors. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for believing in the prosperity of Africa and its business owners. Today has been marked for the revolution for your trade and trading power as a business owner. We expect you to use the resources, the networks, the information, the modules, the structure, and the energy in the room to move the capital base of your company from where it is to $1 billion. And why not? Because today we're exposing the cheat sheets of the Fortune 500. You see, we found out that the Fortune 500 companies mostly focus on inorganic business expansion modules, while African businesses discredit their success using organic growth matrices. We believe that if you want to succeed, know what the current successes do, adapt, and then intentionally evolve. So we have the opportunity to move forward by 1,000% by exploring mergers, acquisitions, powerful collaborations, and of course, the franchising module. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's compete, and thank you for joining. Today, we're going to go through a very amazing program flow, starting from the introduction session. I've just taken you through the brief introduction of why we're here. We're going to go to the prayers from my pastor, Pastor Dimeji, who will be blessing the day, and then we'll take an introduction to the entire process. Then we'll go straight to the Franchising for Africa agenda, where we're going to have a showcase of franchising modules. And Dr. Awad Ambildin will be talking to us about the modules being used by the Fortune 500 companies. And then we'll have Michael from UAE, who will be telling us how to develop our African businesses into global franchises. We'll move to the section on AI and the trading platform, which will be unveiled by the group CEO of Aravo. And AFCTA will be talking to us about intra-continent trade. Talking about intra-continent trade, we'll also go through a talk show session where we'll be hearing from John from Sierra Leone, very pleasant and well-accomplished gentleman, and some of our great speakers from the Ghana economy. We'll go through a breakout room. Yes, we'll be having a breakout room on this platform, so you don't want to miss it. And in the breakout room, you'll be talking to each of the facilitators based on your unique needs. So we have with us an investment house who will be talking to you about funding where you require funding. We also have the team who will be talking to you about franchising, and that will be Michael and Mr. Valentino, who will be taking us through his experience running a global franchise locally. And then we have a separate room for those who have interest in policy as well. Post-event, we're going to give you the virtual exhibition that you can be a part of, which will run for at least 6 months, and you'll understand how to enter that space. And then we'll go through a brief session of polls and networking. Most importantly, during the introduction session, we'll be hearing from Mazi, who's the president of the African Economic Summit. I say thank you especially to Mazi because he had shifted his entire schedule to be present in Ghana until we had to make logistical changes. To be present in Ghana, and then from there fly to the African Economic Summit where he's presiding. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you once again for joining, for giving your very valuable time to the CEO Drawing Board 6.0. And I'll be handing over to Pastor Dimeji to pray for us in the opening ceremony. Over to you, Pastor, sir. We can see you and hear you, sir.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Fumi, and such an inspiring opening address. Very, very inspiring.
Thank
you. The 6th edition of the CEO Drawing Board has come at a time where Africa as a continent is awakening to capacity, to the potential of our people to lead, to innovate, and to change the status quo. To this end, I'd like to thank you, Fumi, for putting together a forum where some of the brightest minds, both within and outside the continent, can deliberate, educate, and inspire African businessmen and women for strategic growth and development of the continent. So thank you so much for putting this together. We are very, very grateful. I'd like us to pray now. Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we thank you for your love. We thank you for your kindness. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you because this conference at this time is not an accident. In your plan, thousands and thousands of years ago, you knew that we'll gather together to have a conference like this that would impact the lives and impact the businesses of all those who have made it a point of duty to be a part of this conference. But I thank you for your grace, for your hand that will be upon every speaker and every attendee, such that the time that they will spend here will be valuable and contributory to the expansion and the increase of their businesses. Each one will deliver their lectures with grace, and understanding will come to everyone. It is the desire of every businessman to grow, to expand, to increase, to move forward, and to make progress. That will be their testimony by the end of this, in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ. We thank you. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Thank you for the prayers. And indeed, we're set on the course that we must go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. That's my mentor, and I'm so excited to have him on the call. Right now, we'll be handing over the session to Mazi. I'm going to add Mazi to the spotlight now. We're handing over the session to Mazi, Sam Okwabunwa. He'll be taking us through the keynote speech. I want to just make sure that Mazi is ready. Okay. Okay, Mazi, I believe that you can now put on your camera and your mic. Okay, he might be having some technical difficulties. Okay, if you can hear me, kindly chat. I just want to make sure that I'm still being seen and heard. I will play one of our videos scheduled to play now while I reach out to Mazi. But if you have joined the call, I've just joined the call. I've mentioned that we're going through the introduction section. We'll be finishing up through the introduction section with our keynote speak from Mazi, and then we'll go straight into the franchising section. So those of us that are presenting in franchising, Dr. Awad, Michael, and the exhibiting franchisees, please get ready. I will be playing a video on our presentation, and I want to use this opportunity to also apologize to our Ghana attendees. They were so expecting us. Some of them were obsessed about the change, but due to logistics reasons, we had to make it online. But we know that you're going to benefit so much more from this time. So I'll be playing our appreciation video again now, and then I'll reach out to Mazi. Just give us 2 minutes. Thank you. The sponsors of the CEO Drawing Board are today's African superheroes. Why? They've basically gone ahead to create a new world and a new market for businesses who have found it frustrating to try and grow and expand globally in an environment with little support. But today, the CEO Drawing Board presents the opportunity for businesses to be able to expand beyond regions, expand beyond continents through the franchising module, through mergers, acquisitions, introductions to innovation, and unconventional means, all under the umbrella of inorganic expansion. We want to thank our sponsors for thinking ahead of the African business to be able to become a player in the global space. We expect that the CEO Drawing Board 6.0 will help businesses build structures, processes, capital bases that will bring them up to speed with their global counterparts. Thank you for the opportunity to serve on the continent. My name is Fumi Bajulai, host and founder of the CEO Drawing Board in ACR Global. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to do some audience engagement before Mazi joins up. He needs a bit more time. And as he's very elderly, we have to respect that. So thank you. I'm going to go into the chat. I would like to take comments from 2 or 3 people who'd like to talk on why they joined the CEO Drawing Board, and your expectations. It will take Mazi about 5 minutes to join. And if we move into the franchising session, we might not get this opportunity to meet you as well. So if you'd like to tell us your expectations, can you indicate in the chat? And I will unmute the mic. Okay, I believe John was asking for access to speak. I'll also run one of the polls now. That will be useful. So you will see one of the polls which you can take up on your screen. Like I said, the entire session, we're planning to engage you so that you have come out of this session with information, energy, and collaborations to move your business forward. If the poll is running now, and then we will also take some chats. You tell us where you're joining from, what are your expectations from the session today, so that we can ensure that we meet that expectation. Good. And this now. Let me see. Kwasi from Ghana. Hi, Kwasi. How are you? Okay, let me check our polls. We have 10 votes in the poll. All right. What do you see as the biggest challenge in transforming your business into a franchise, and how do you plan to overcome it? Okay, that's a question from Michael, so we'll take that after. Kwasi, thank you for joining. Would you like to give us some comments on your expectations? Toba from Lagos, thank you so much for joining as well. I'm going to give Kwasi mic access so he can talk to us a bit from Ghana. Let me find you. Okay, Kwasi, you have the mic. You can say hello to us from Ghana. All right, we're taking the polls now. Right, we might need to move to Dr. Awad and come back to Mazi, just so that we can see.
Good morning.
Mazi, are you ready? Good morning.
I'm here, yes. I was targeting 10:30, but it's a little bit earlier. That's fine.
Yeah, we're over efficient, sir. Thank you.
Makes sense.
So we need. Oh yes, your video is on. Great, good to see you, sir.
The pleasure.
I'll be sharing the slides as instructed.
I should share the slides for the room. Okay.
Is this fine, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So would like to welcome to speak again Mazi Sam Okwabunwa, OFRMONNPOM, and he's the president of the African Economic Summit 2024. Also a former presidential aspirant and CEO or president of Pfizer and Neiman. Mazi, thank you so much for joining. Over to you, sir, on your speech.
All right. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me say that I'm very grateful to God for the privilege I'm offered to be here today. It's always such a great blessing to be invited to join people who are discussing or conversing on how to bring prosperity to the world, to their community, and to their environment. I want to thank the organizers of the CEO Drawing Board 6.0 for the kind invitation, and to say that it is really gratifying that many young people are truly taking their fate in their hands and not just waiting on government or sitting down and complaining about this, about that. There are a lot of issues, but I'm grateful that we are doing our best to help the situation. We are speaking today on the keynote of the theme, which is the uniqueness of African industries, ecosystems, and opportunities in co-opetition. And I'll start by saying that Africa contributes only 2.8% of global GDP, representing the smallest economy in the world, only after the Oceania. Yet it has a population of about 1.38 billion people, which is about 16.72% of the world population, making it the second most populous continent after Asia. It has the population that is 16.72%, and yet it's only contributing 2.8% of global GDP. Africa's population is growing at about 2.5% per annum, in some places more, and is projected to reach 2.5 billion by 2050. Over 460 million people in Africa are living in extreme poverty. This is about a third of the population of the world, and this is distressing to me, to you, and to all who wish Africa well. COVID-19 and its aftermath, coupled with the effects of the Russian-Ukrainian war and some policy experimentation, have driven Africa into poverty, reaching its 2% in the South Sudan and over 50% in most of the sub-Saharan African countries. This level of poverty, of course, has been compounded by high levels of unemployment, which varies across the countries, with Nigeria at about 37%, currently rebased to about 5%. Don't ask me how the rebasing was done. South Africa, 33%, Rwanda, 24%, Sudan, about 20%, and of course, Ghana, where this conference is holding, is just 5%. But we must also take note that Ghana has always had a historically low population because of their own method of calculation over many years. When you look at the GDP that is showing on the screen, you see the 11 biggest economies in the world. United States contributing 24.08, China 15.12, Japan 6.02, Germany 4.56, India 3.28, UK 3.26, France 3.19, Brazil 2.54%, Italy 2.4%, Canada 2.04%, Russia 1.95%. In all these 11 countries, Africa is not represented. And that is what bothers us. And I believe that bothers everybody on this call today. Move on. We are asking, why is this so? Why is this so? Why are we in this state? And it is believed that there are a couple of reasons why this is so. Number one reason is what we call colonialism and its aftermath. Africa was colonized for several hundreds of years, and we have become dependent. There is what we call the dependence syndrome. We are depending on somebody to agree that what we're doing is correct, depending on somebody to do what we ought to do, and we are being like people who are also depending on aid. In many African countries today, in health, it is multilateral agencies. In education, even in simple things as malaria control, I'm not talking about HIV/AIDS or COVID. Africa is depending on AIDS. The next thing I think that is also affecting us, difficult operating environment. Our operating environment is quite challenging, very hot, humid, in some cases arid, and that is also so worsened by the kind of policies that we get. We also have poor entrepreneurial education. Most of our education is targeted to servicing people, who are trained to do white-collar jobs, to apply to serve, and to offer, be employed. We are prepared for employment, not prepared to go and create wealth, not prepared to know how to invest money and make use of it and to build wealth. We also believe that a major issue is low capital attraction and retention. Africa is not quite attractive when you look at the competing parts of the world, the other regions of the world. Capital attraction to Africa is low, and even when it comes, returning it can be a problem. So soon the capital runs away or disappears because we haven't gotten used to how to cut capital and make it stay. On top of all this is poor governance. All the issues I raised above, poor governance has really become a major issue, because somebody told me one day that if African countries can have a law-abiding environment where law and order is enforced, where there is security, where there is free flow of resources in and out, and where security of lives are provided, that money will flow, even if people have to walk on dirt roads, even if they have to come and put their own electricity. What they need to invest in Africa is essentially law and order first, security, and an environment that the policies are stable, not policy flip-flops. So these are factors that have brought us to where we are. Now let's look at uniqueness of African industry ecosystem. Deriving from the above, it is not surprising that industrialization is comparatively low in Africa. Indeed, entrepreneurship density is the lowest with 0.58. Secondly, most of the industries in Africa are highly dependent on raw materials. Thirdly, most African industries are poorly funded due to poor access to appropriate funding in Africa, which I raised earlier on. And where the funding is available, it is so expensive with short tenures making it very difficult for African industries to be profitable and to be competitive. In the recent annual report released in the Nigerian Stock Exchange, for example, most of the manufacturing and value-adding companies reported huge losses or significant decline in profit, while all the banks declared huge profits and double-digit, some three-digit growth. You can see how the incentives are not favorable to industrialization. Thirdly, the level of financial risk is quite high in Africa, and this is a major impediment to investment in Africa. And of course, that is mostly because of policy instability. Fourthly, the level of innovation in Africa is relatively due to poor investment in research and development, very little. Fifthly, deriving from some of the earlier identified factors, African industries are globally uncompetitive, contributing to the high level of import dependence in a global economy of the 21st century, where the doors are open and competition is free for all. It is becoming difficult for African companies and their businesses to compete globally. And when the borders are free and no holds barred, World Trade Organization requirements for free flow of goods and services, Africa seems to be holding the short end of the stick. But there are always opportunities everywhere there are problems. Everywhere there are problems, there are opportunities. So that is what I think benefits us as young people, entrepreneurs. There's opportunities for competition, co-opetition in our system today. Africa is a heaven of opportunities. We seem to have shortage of virtually everything from food to governance. Therefore, were it not for the what we call the wrong-headed leadership in most of Africa, Africa should be brimming with investors. Investors bring in capital. Capital creates businesses, programs, and projects. Businesses, programs, and projects create jobs. Jobs create wealth, and wealth creates prosperity, driving down poverty. That's the straight line relationship between investment and poverty. But as today, Africa is unable to attract reasonable direct foreign investment because of the very unattractive operating environment in many nations. Insecurity, policy instability, unattractive economic policies, poor adherence to law and order, and endemic corruption remain very big barriers. Hence, a great opportunity exists for intra-African trade. Since African countries and their businessmen, I think the slide is running faster than myself. I'm in opportunities for here. Hence, a great opportunity exists for intra-African trade. Since African countries and their businessmen share similar ecosystems and understand each other, a way is created to optimize entrepreneurship growth in Africa. Co-opetition presents a good way to go. Co-opetition is essentially the act of cooperation between competing companies or businesses by forming a strategic alliance designed to help both companies as they engage in both competition and cooperation. Certain businesses gain an advantage by using a judicious mixture of cooperation with suppliers, customers, and firms producing complementary or related products. Co-opetition is common in the technology industry, particularly between software and hardware firms, but it occurs in other industries, especially the healthcare industry. The aim of co-opetition is to move the market from a zero-sum game where a single winner takes all to an environment in which the end result benefits the whole and makes everyone profitable. Co-opetition between competitors in technology industry allows for hardware and software synergies. Such cooperation will increase the chance of user growth, within each company through cross-channel promotion. It helps to build strength and leverage and greater opportunity to grow the market. As shown in the pharmaceutical industry not too long ago, on March 17, 2020, Pfizer Inc. and BioNTech SE announced a collaboration to jointly develop a COVID-19 vaccine. The cooperation agreement between the two companies increased the manufacturing capacity to meet the global supply for the vaccine, such that the companies were able to produce millions of vaccine doses by the end of 2020 and hundreds of millions of additional doses in 2021.
Hello, sir. Okay, this must be a network issue.
Let's move to Dr.
Hello, Mazi, sir. Can you hear us? Okay, I think there must be a network issue here. Please, if you can hear me, can you indicate that you can hear on the chat so that I can see where the issue is from? Okay, you can hear me. All right, so I think the issue is from Mazi. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Thank you. I'll try and reach out to him and see if we can get him back on. Kindly bear with us.
My name is Kune Badulaye.
My name is Ayo Adegoye.
I am Dr. Arwad Abdel.
This is Valentine Ozipo.
This year at the CEO Drawing Board 6.0, we will be going to Ghana. Amazing time at the webinar. We had over 40 countries subscribe. We had speakers from 10 different time zones, and it was amazing. What we're doing at the CEO Drawing Board is to bring a collaboration of businesses all across Africa to impact one on another. At Ghana, we're having the mastermind where each business owner from different parts of the continent are going to bring to the table what can help each other flourish. We'll experience powerful collaboration, and also there will be exhibitions of the franchises that are coming in from Europe into Africa, some from USA and beyond.
I will be in Ghana in June during the CEO Drawing Board 2024 to speak on franchising and marketing.
I'll be speaking on the pivotal role of artificial intelligence in inorganic business expansion.
I'll be speaking on the topic of franchising strategy for business expansion.
This year is going to be mind-blowing. But beyond that, it will ensure that you transit from where you are to expand your business to the ends of the earth. Literally, we have business consultants can help model your business from where it is into a franchising model that you can now export. We're going to have investors, we're going to have funders. We have something called the Networking Alley. The Networking Alley, you can sit there. Everything that you've learned, you put it to work immediately. You have the legal team, the funding team, the insurance team, branding team, all coming together to give you the solutions to move your business forward.
To have an opportunity for African businessmen, women, entrepreneurs to get together to look at how franchising and the possibilities of co-opetition will help us.
You do not want to miss CEO Drawing Board.
Yes, sir, you're back up just at the time your picture was showing. Welcome back.
Okay. I'm sorry, it's technology and infrastructure. So let me quickly run at the benefits of competition. I say competition can lead to greater bargaining power for both companies involved. Joint venture or strategic alliances may give the collaborating companies more influence over suppliers or even allow them to set more favorable standards in their industry. This is particularly useful in developing countries because of the perennial capital inadequacy. As shown in the Pfizer-BioNTech example above, competition can help businesses improve processes, efficiencies, resolve supply chain challenges, learn about new technologies, and generate ideas. Competition helps to share risks. And in African markets where business risks are relatively high, co-opetition may be a way out both for investors coming from outside Africa and investors within the continent. Cost sharing or cost saving is an important benefit of co-opetition, especially in less resource markets of Africa. Other benefits include stimulation of innovation of partners, development of new technologies, obtaining complementary resources, entering new markets, including new products. A very good and practical way of doing this is through franchising. That's one way to practice or to benefit from co-opetition. Brand owners can franchise their technology, systems, marketing, products, support to partner companies in returns for royalties or sale of raw materials, or other production or service inputs. Businesses within countries in Africa can overcome the challenge of poor capital aggregation or poor access to capital through franchising, thereby creating a bigger market for the franchisors and the franchisees. Beyond helping to resolve capital inadequacies, franchising helps to provide trained manpower, assure technology transfer, and expand labor engagement and reduce unfair market practices. So, franchising is the short end of co-opetition, especially in our environment, where we can leverage on each other to be able to get our products and services to other clients and jurisdiction, while without really even moving, and then benefit on both ends. I want to conclude. It is true that it is comparatively difficult to do business in Africa, but it must also be admitted that a couple of nations in Africa have begun to implement bold economic reforms to improve market competitiveness. Mainly Ghana, Nigeria, are doing a lot of economic reforms now. It is also true that low investment capital, low investment in research and development, and other factors slow down innovation in many African countries. But as I try to demonstrate in the foregoing, co-opetition provides a bridge to cross over these obstacles. Whether you are doing low R&D, whether there's low investment capital, you can use co-opetition to as bridge across this deficit, so that we can move from area of greater supply to area of greater need. I said co-opetition provides a bridge across these obstacles, and franchising has proven to be a win-win model. Unfortunately, this model is still not being fully optimized, and in some instances, poorly executed because of poor understanding of the legal requirements, poor understanding of the codes and nuances that relate to co-opetition or franchising. I therefore believe that this CEO Drawing Board 6.0 conference holding in Accra has been arranged to provide us with new opportunity to refocus on the opportunity, especially the low-hanging opportunity of franchising, that if properly understood and effectively pursued, may be a great tonic for growing new entrepreneurs, creating jobs and wealth, and changing the economic trajectory of African nations. I want to thank you for your attention and to apologize for the break in transmission. God bless you. Have a great conference.
Thank you so much, Mazisa. Thank you so much. Everybody else is applauding their reactions on the screen already. Thank you for placing the content in the right context so that all of us can understand why we are here, what's the benefits of co-opetition, and how the franchising module can help us move the economy forward. I am grateful. I always tell you, it's as though that I was your daughter, because when you're speaking about the co-opetition platform, it's as though we spoke about it before meeting. Thank you, sir. So we're going to go into now the section of franchising itself, and we're looking forward to having you to answer questions in the breakout room just somewhere around 12 noon. Thank you very much, sir, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
sir.
much.
Thank you. So right now, I'll be inviting, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Okay, and we're going to be inviting Dr. Awad Abdeldeen, a dear friend of mine all the way from Lebanon, and he's going to be explaining to us the different ways of expanding our businesses beyond the franchising module. And we're calling this the cheat sheet of the Fortune 500. Dr. Awad, you can unmute your mic and put on your screen, and then you can also share your slides. Are you ready, Dr. Awad? Please, let's give him a warm welcome. And also, from Mazi's speech, while Dr. Awad is coming up, if you have any questions, please type it in the screen, in the chat button, so that we can take it. A poll is also running, which will help us put you in the right breakout room when it's the time for the breakout session. So please indicate which room you'd like to be put in. The screen is inaccessible and frozen. Okay, Dr. Awad is having some technical issues. It's a great day. We must get the benefit for everybody here today. Try it again. Okay, try your microphone now, Dr. Awad. Let's see if it works now. Really? Okay, it should work. Thank you for your patience, participating audience. Close again. No sharing. Okay. Yes, your mic is on now, Dr. Wall. There we go. There we go.
Finally, great. I need to share the screen to show. Let's see.
There we go. Your screen is sharing. And good morning to you. How is Lebanon?
Good. Getting hot. It's summer, normal. Right.
Okay, so over to you then.
You can see my, because I cannot see it. You can see the my
slide.
presentation?
Yes, we can see it clearly, and we can see your face as well.
Thank you very much. Great, Funmi. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to present on the strategies for business growth. In April, I presented on the strategies for franchising. So this is like a continuation of that presentation. I'll cover strategizing, solid operational infrastructure, growing the business, sustaining the business, how to fail or not to fail, and what can the drawing board help with. My profile, I'm a board member of the CEO Drawing Board handling this event. I'm also president of Dimensions Consulting, which handles management and business consulting, president of Educators Learning Solutions, which handles continued education solutions, and I'm president of the Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance. And I'm proud to have on my record achievement of several world records. Strategizing. So what is strategy? Because it's sometimes misunderstood by several people. Strategy is how the end goals will be achieved by the means, which the resources. And it's finally a set of clear choices to be made. Give an example. A competitive strategy, of course, is to be different, choosing a different set of activities to deliver a unique mix of value and not to be a copy. An example of a strategy is the Hornby Railways kit manufacturing was getting, they had this Scalextric toys I used when I was young, and they were facing bankruptcy. So a new CEO declared a new strategy. And the new strategy was based on three aspects. One, make perfect scale models rather than toys, adult collectors rather than children, and appeal to a sense of nostalgia. So as a result, within 5 years, their share price rose from 35 to 250 UK pounds, which is astonishing. They made clear set of choices, which together formed a clear strategy direction. So this is an example of a good strategy. What is not a strategy? Let's take an example like somebody saying, we want to be the number one or number two in all the markets in which we operate. Well, this is what they would like to do, but how are they going to achieve it? That's not a strategy statement. Strategies can be concept-based. Disney, for example, say to make people happy. Google to provide access to the world's information in one click. Microsoft to help people throughout the world realize their full potential. This is a concept type of strategy. Quality-based strategies, take Amazon. Our vision is to be Earth's most customer-centric company, where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. Avon, on the other hand, to be the company that best understands and satisfies the product, service, and self-fulfillment needs of women globally. So it's a clear target, and they should have a plan behind it. I believe vision without action is a daydream. just think we would like to achieve that, but how? Action, though, without vision is a nightmare, as also we will see later. Now, implementation of a strategy is very important, because strategy in itself is not useful if it's not shaped, enhanced, or it can be limited by implementation if it's not done properly. So one has to build a strategy, translate the strategy into the everyday activities, communication, capabilities, resources, and to execute the strategy and then monitor, because things change along the way. Now, how do we execute a strategy? We need first a business plan. So business planning is a vital starting point. Once you have a plan, you need to monitor the assumptions that were put when preparing the plans, because these change over time. And you cannot keep going for a few years on the same assumptions while things on the floor have changed. So if, on the other hand, effective strategies have to consider available resources. We cannot simply dream of achieving something and we don't have the means for it. And it has to weigh the risks and opportunities behind what we're trying to do, and to adapt to changing environments. We rarely face environments that don't keep changing. And these days, change is the norm. Now, if somebody is looking for funding, they would need a business plan to present to the funding party. And I would like to mention that strategizing is not only applied for business, it's applied in warfare and in personal life. Now, to get going, you need a solid operational infrastructure. What's a business infrastructure? It is a collection of people, processes, tools within an operational model. Now, operational models have evolved over time. They were functional, by specialty, divisional, by departments, flat, matrix structure, and they are sometimes team-based and on other cases, process-based. What is very important is to have an integrated business model. Things are interrelated. We cannot just have isolated functions and then we try to coordinate between them. It will be a catastrophe. If you are running a brand new business, this is a fresh start and it will make it easier to do the right things from the beginning. And that's why managing a franchising roadmap is essential. Now, of course, people are the most important aspect of a business. That's why one has to be careful about recruiting the right people, developing them and their skills, treating them right, and setting the right culture of work. I believe in hiring character and then training for skills, rather than just training for the required, hiring for the required skills. Now, one McKinsey recent article was titled, "Why So Many Bad Bosses Still Rise to the Top?" And the answer is because they do not develop managerial skills before getting the managerial post. Performance measurement is one aspect of operational management. We have a strategy. We have to measure progress and results against the set strategy and business plan. We can have a corporate dashboard to see the results of the whole company, and we can measure the performance of people, reference their assigned tasks and projects from the business plan. We cannot these days ignore the role of technology. Technology is no more a luxury. We have to incorporate it into the operational model and to make it an advantage, a competitive advantage for the company. Where can technology be used? Either in digital marketing strategies, e-commerce integration, data analysis and business intelligence, helping us take the right decision at the right time, customer experience enhancement for customer-facing activities. It facilitates remote work, which can be an advantage sometimes. On the other hand, we have to be aware of the involved risks, cybersecurity and risk management, which should be identified and then mitigated. The use of technology has increased so dramatically. Take an example. To reach 100 million users, LinkedIn took 7 years and 11 months. Threads took 5 days to reach 100 million users. So this tells us how much technology is proliferating and is being adopted by people. But we have to be careful not to chase every new technology for its own sake. It should fulfill a purpose that is needed by the corporation. On artificial intelligence, I would like to play for you this small interview with the godfather of AI, Mr. Geoffrey Hinton.
Dr. Awad, what you're playing is not showing on the screen.
Sorry.
What you're playing, the video you said you're playing, it's not showing on the screen.
Well, I don't know how can I get it in. I can bypass it if you want.
Maybe we can.
Okay. No problem. It saves time as well. Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Clearly, yes, we can see it clearly.
Okay, so now for growing the business, okay, you are running a business, you have a solid operational infrastructure, you want to grow the business. For existing businesses to grow, they would need new products and or new markets. If you just depend on natural growth, your market share will diminish because the market is getting larger, and your share will be smaller if you don't introduce new ways and venues for growth. For new businesses, what should we do? The African Export had a market study in 2022, which has prioritized franchising as a critical instrument to unlock opportunities, especially for SMEs. So we're all on the right track. They identified that challenges include financing, skills, policy, franchising awareness, data protection, intellectual property protection, and economic stability. Also identified opportunities of using technology, diaspora investments, new business like e-commerce, renewable energy, green initiative, and exporting African franchises. I think that the drawing board activity in this regard is really exactly reflecting what the African Export-Import Bank has identified, whether as an opportunity or as the challenges to address. Now, mergers and acquisitions is a way of expanding business. It extends your reach and your portfolio while reducing costs. But on the other hand, it might require a different operating model after the merger. So you need to do restructuring of the businesses, of the two. Now, sustaining the business. A company can outperform rivals only if it can establish a difference that it can preserve. It must deliver greater value to customers or create comparable value but at a lower cost, or do both. To sustain and ensure continuity, one has to have financial stability, like maintaining a healthy balance sheet, managing cash flows properly, minimizing debt, and diversifying revenue streams to deal with the unforeseens. Of course, the company needs to be innovative, to come up with new solutions and to overcome challenges. Adaptability is very important because consumer preferences do change. Regulatory environment changes. There are changes in the business model also that would be required to meet the new working environment. Diversification. new markets, products, all of this needs adaptability. Remote work needs a change in the operating model. And of course, the introduction of automation. Employee engagement is very important to sustain the business, which requires that we avail the right candidates and the right working environment. How to fail, or hopefully not to fail? First, if one is not adapting continuously, because rivals which see you as a success business can quickly copy any market position. So that's why they say competitive advantage is at best temporary. One has to keep watching. If the company has weak HR systems in the selection, development, reskilling, retention, it runs the risk of failing. And many businesses mistake confidence for competence. They want to hire trustworthy people. What is more important is that they have the right competency to deliver the required work. One other reason of failure is that when executives fail to execute the strategy, because they spend time on being internally focused, micromanaging, being over-optimistic, ignoring challenges, lack of focus on competitive aspects, ignoring technology, leaving the old organization in place while the whole world is changing, managing silos, different departments, which are not coordinated even, or ignoring the emotional toll, very important aspect for employees, or ignoring costing. I've seen so many industrial companies which don't have industrial costing. Another factor of failure is failure to distinguish between operational effectiveness and strategy. If you do quality management, benchmarking, partnering, re-engineering, change management, it's all operational improvements, but it's not strategy. So the inability to translate those gains into sustainable profitability creates a risk for the business. In this case, management tools would have taken the place of strategy. That's why I said earlier, action without vision is a nightmare. Another potential reason for failure is not having a strategy. And we talked about what is not a strategy. Interestingly, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, concluded from a study that only 8% of company leaders were said to excel at both strategy and execution. So we might see leaders very good at strategy, doesn't get executed, or executive leaders, but they don't know how to do strategy. It's very important to get a team, internal plus external, that can handle both to secure success. One other aspect of failure is when you hire wrong consultants, like using junior experts, Arthur D. Little study showed in 2022, or using non-entrepreneurial advisors. It's very important that the advisors for a business be entrepreneurial. They have created a business before, managed a business before, and have experienced all the challenges and the solutions associated with doing a business. Personally, I experienced working with some Big Four projects, and I noticed they provided standard procedures and they were not responsible for the availability of the required capabilities to execute the recommendation. That's a point of failure. Arthur D. Little said, the consultant of the future needs to be an entrepreneur as well as an advisor, helping clients to realize new growth in practice, not just plan for it. That's why we at Dimension Consulting, when we do a plan for a company, we include the capabilities and resources to ensure that the plans will get executed and will succeed. And we provide entrepreneurs to handle restructuring projects and not junior consultants. We manage the implementation when asked, and we start always with organizational health assessment exercise, which being offered by dear Funmi also as part of this forum. Now, finally, the drawing board, based on all what we said, has committed facilitating the conditions for business growth, whether franchising, merger acquisitions, availing financing, continued education, and business consulting to manage the roadmap, help people manage it through planning, legal, marketing, project management aspects. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Awad. I like the way you said that's it. We know that the wealth of information required to take this change and move the African businesses forward, we can't get in a 10-minute lecture. And one of the things we've done is for both of those of you that got the event concierge link, you have a link to click the form for business health check. So you can, audit your business. Where are you vis-a-vis global standards, and then develop a roadmap to actually move you from just a great strategy to a position of great execution. Thank you, Dr. Awad, for that very clear piece of information. And I call it piece of information, not just knowledge, because it's going to add to what every business owner has to move them forward towards the growth trajectory. Thank you so much, Dr. Awad.
Thank you.
I'm very grateful, and we'll be moving over to Mr. Valentine Ozigbo. He's on the call with us today. Very busy, I would say, in the middle of 2 speaking engagements today, and he still is available to come. Dr. Awad, you're getting some claps, and Mr.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, sir. I'm going to unmute your mic for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So am I able to share my slide?
Yes, I'm going to start this one now. Dr. Awad, kindly stop sharing your screen. I'm going to give this. Yes. Okay. You can now share your screen, sir.
Okay.
And welcome to the CEO Drawing Board.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to find the icon for sharing screen.
Have you been able to locate it? Let me just check again. Okay. Can you see it now, sir?
Yes, very well now.
Great.
You can see it, right?
The slides are not up yet. Okay, yes, they are now up. Yes, it's clear now.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. Just by way of introduction, my name is Valentine Ozigbo. I've had experiences in not just the industries like banking, hospitality, power, oil and gas, and many more. But also I've had substantial experience in business development. And so I'm going to stop sharing and give me a moment to Okay, let me just talk through without sharing because I think I'm seeing an old slide and I don't want to waste any further time, but I'll just talk through this very quickly. I believe I have how many minutes? 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour?
We'll be happy to have you speak for the whole day, but for this one, maybe about 10.
All right. So just talking about my experience, I've had sizable number of years spent both in growing business beyond one country, one location to multiple countries, and also partnering with global players in bringing, signing management and franchise agreements within a locality like Nigeria. So when we talk about business growth, it can go either way. It could be us taking our businesses from a particular continent or city to other places, or us representing global brands in our own locality, and the nuances may be different. And so what I want to do for now is to give some synopsis of those experiences and what we did to get things right. And then I'll come to the theme of the conversation, and I speak through my slides on expanding African markets and creating legendary businesses. So what we did, when I joined UBA, and we were just present in Nigeria, in Ghana, and in New York. And I was appointed head of international banking. And so there was need for us to quickly and rapidly develop the brand of UBA in multiple countries in Africa and beyond Africa. And so, and some of the issues we're going to deal with, including language barriers, we had to contend with. And so we did a lot of things, including enrolling a lot of staff in French classes, partnering with Alliance Francaise, and eventually did a lot of work in that regard because we were preparing for the future. So there was need for us to do a proper SWOT analysis of particular situation at that time. And so that helped us to prepare for the future. And we did what we call PESTEL analysis to understudy each of the countries that we had in mind to do, and develop what we call hub and spoke approach, meaning if we wanted to expand to French-speaking West Africa, where do we first domicile, and then how do we begin to expand from there to others? So we then developed a master plan of what to do, and that's how we started playing by the book. Some of the strategies we adopted were also spontaneous, and not exactly by the book, because if you wanted to first go to Cote d'Ivoire before Sierra Leone, for instance, and then we have an opportunity to engage with the Sierra Leonean president, and licensing was going to be faster, we could adjust our game plan, and that's exactly what we did. So all the process of taking care of the documentation, feasibility study, seeking for approval, going to the places, making sure we partner with the right people, finding the location, and setting the operations right, building the tech base, and hiring the right staff, training them, equipping them, integrating the processes so that they're all standardized, the same DNA of what we had at the headquarters also would apply in other locations. And dealing with all that helped us to prepare and get grounded. And that's why today UBA is about 21 countries because of the work we did. And when I talked about PESTEL analysis, I was referring to political, which includes stuff like tax consideration, trade policies, government policies, stuff that will affect and impact your business. Knowing how favorable those policies and those climates would be to your business. Very important. And we started ranking countries along these lines. And then for E on the PESTEL relates to economy. I believe a lot of people I'm talking to would understand this already. So PESTEL, the economic is really about all the usual exchange rates, inflation rates, employment rates, and what have you. So those we had to deal with. Sociological is basically about the demographics, the population, lifestyle, and all of that. And then, of course, we have the technological, because the last speaker emphasized lot on technology. It's a very important consideration. You need to know level of awareness and all of that, preparedness, the infrastructural requirements. And then finally is the environmental. And this is also very key, the weather conditions and other factors that would impact your business. So when we did that ranking, and that's how we determined where we went to. And so that's how we prepared our ground. And so my advice to businesses that are going into expanding, looking to expand, is to make sure you tick all these boxes and prepare your ground, and obviously build to last. I will speak a bit more on governance framework, which is very key to building to last. Now, that is on one aspect where we were in Nigeria, trying to expand in other countries beyond Africa. And so what I was talking about is not just about, expansions within Africa, building the rep office in France, in the UK, we also tried to do in China eventually, but we withdrew then. All of these factors came to play. Now, when I eventually moved on to join Transcorp and became the first CEO of Transcorp Hotels PLC, after the acquisition by Transcorp Group, I again faced with a number of considerations. This time, we were representing a Hilton brand and then looking to renew the management agreement, look at also expanding beyond the particular location we were, signing on new deals in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, and what have you. So that also took another level of skill set. As a matter of fact, we didn't just rely on our hunch, on our common sense. We had to hire professionals. There are people who help you to negotiate management agreements. If you don't know it, you don't know it. What you find is that every partner you have will always want to outperform, outcompete with you. And so if you give them a chance, they will do stuff to their own advantage and perhaps even to your own disadvantage. So negotiating the tenor, the fees, the conditions, the deposits, the policies, the processes are very crucial. Every single detail would matter. So the best thing we did was to go on a chase. We did like an RFP, a request for proposal from different brands. So we had to say to Hilton, we're not tied to Hilton. We can work with Marriott, we can work with Starwood, any brand. So eventually, when proposals started coming, we were now able to benchmark, and on the basis of that, even if Hilton will be our preferred partner, given that we already have developed partnership with Hilton, it was important to make sure that Hilton wasn't taking any advantage of us. And so we did all this to make sure we found ourselves in the right environment where we could be very, very happy with ourselves. And that's what we did. So these were the practical experiences I want to share. But now let me go straight to the presentation which I had prepared for this, and I'm happy to share this eventually with the organizers, and they can pass it on to every other person participating in this wonderful session. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. It is indeed a profound honor to stand before you. I wish we were all seeing each other in Ghana, but thank God again for technology. We're able to do this from different parts of the world. I want to thank the organizers whose dedication and hard work have made this gathering possible. Obviously, your vision and commitment to fostering business excellence and growth in Africa are truly commendable. And I'm deeply, deeply grateful for the opportunity to share my thoughts on a theme that is both timely and crucial, which is about expanding of our markets and the creation of legendary businesses. I think somebody's line needs to be muted. I'm getting some noise here. Well, we are standing at the precipice of an era filled with potential and promise. We are called to be the trailblazers who will lead Africa into a new dawn of economic prosperity and innovation. Today, we are not just participants in a conference, we are a part of a movement that seeks to transform challenges into opportunities, dreams into realities, and Africa into a global powerhouse of business and enterprise. Africa, our beloved continent, is unparalleled in its richness of history, culture, and untapped potential. With over 1 billion people, we are a mosaic of diverse peoples and traditions, united by a shared heritage and a collective vision for the future. Africa is a fabric of vibrant dreams and aspirations, each thread contributing to our continent's dynamic and evolving narrative. Our markets are expanding at an unprecedented pace. Our businesses are thriving with innovation, despite the challenges we face, and entrepreneurial spirit shines brightly, unmatched by any other. The world is beginning to recognize the power and potential that Africa holds. Yet, we are acutely aware of our journey towards greatness. It's not without its trials and tribulations. We face challenges that test our resolve, from infrastructure deficits to socioeconomic hurdles. But in these challenges, we find our strength, resilience, and unwavering determination to succeed. Today, we gather here with a shared purpose to chart a course towards sustainable growth, to foster a culture of excellence, and to build businesses that will not only thrive, but will also leave a lasting legacy for generations to come. We're here to inspire and be inspired, to share our visions, to collectively pave the way for a future where Africa stands tall as a beacon of innovation, prosperity, and legendary success. Let us seize the moment, embrace our shared mission, and propel Africa towards a brighter, prosperous tomorrow. This year's mastermind theme, expansion of African markets and legendary African businesses, could not be more timely or crucial. We are at a pivotal historical moment, standing at the crossroads of profound economic transformation. This moment calls for bold vision, innovative thinking, and unwavering determination. We must harness our collective strength and wisdom to overcome the hurdles that have long hindered our progress, from financing constraints that limit our potential to infrastructure deficits that challenge our connectivity. We face numerous obstacles. Yet, these challenges are not insurmountable. They are proven grounds of our resilience and ingenuity. Here, I want to actually appreciate what development institutions are doing, Africa Development Bank and Afrexim, particularly Afreximbank. They've done a great lot of work, and by next week or so, we're going to be in Bahamas for the annual general meeting. And I've been part of the whole CANEX and IETF event, both from the creativity, entertainment, sports perspective to the big businesses, and how we can all trade among ourselves. And of course, the Intra-Africa Trade Fair is all about connecting Africa with economic progress. Africa, with its vast resources and youthful population, holds boundless opportunities. Our markets are ripe for expansion, brimming with untapped potential. And businesses, fueled by the relentless spirit of our entrepreneurs, are poised to become legends in their own right. The world is marching. It is obviously watching, and we must seize this moment and transform our vision into reality. In the face of these challenges, we must adopt a mindset of innovation and adaptability. We must seek new ways to finance our ventures, build robust infrastructures, and foster an environment where businesses can thrive. This requires a commitment to excellence, a dedication to sustainable practices, and a belief in the power of our collective efforts. There are a few points to note, and I may not be different from what you've heard from other speakers. One of those points is harnessing innovation and technology. Because a lot has been said in this regard, I'll skip a lot of what I want to say in this regard. And then the next point I want to make is about building robust infrastructures. And this is not, all I'm saying here is not just from the point of view of what governments need to do, but also what the private sector participants, the companies also need to do, either for themselves or for the wider society. Robust infrastructure is a limiting factor, but it's a great opportunity. If we get it right, it will make Africa and businesses within Africa more competitive. Competitiveness is the key. If we don't compete well, you can produce anything you can, and at the end of the day, importing becomes a cheaper option, and obviously that business will ultimately die. And so we need to recognize this. The third point is about fostering entrepreneurial spirit. We have to realize that our greatest asset is our people. And so with the spirit, with the mindset, and where we go about things, it can actually be a differentiator for Africa. And I want to encourage businesses into investing in people and their mindset to see that education becomes a cornerstone of entrepreneurial development. I can go on and on about this. Because of the limited time, I'm trying to summarize all this. And the next is about promoting sustainable practices. You know, environmental stewardship and social responsibility are not just buzzwords to be casually mentioned. They are fundamental principles that must guide every decision. Our commitment to these principles will determine our legacy for future generations. And there's a whole lot to say in this regard. Again, I want to skip all of that and move to the next point. And then there's about corporate governance framework and practices. If you really want to build to last, it's about how you prepare yourselves. You know, the processes you abide by, your internal control mechanism, making sure that checks and balances, creating the DNA for your business. So that if when you go on holiday, your business doesn't go on holiday. When the owner goes sick, the business doesn't go sick. So all these are important, and the only way you can do that is where you infuse and build in transparency, accountability, and integrity into what you do, so that the whole stakeholders will become confident about the future of that business. So it's about building trust through transparency. It's about accountability and integrity. It's about implementing robust practices and processes. So, and it's also about a culture of, governance and a future of governance in Africa. These are important keywords I want to mention. And then let me talk about Kaizen principle, pursuits of excellence and Kaizen. Kaizen is the Japanese buzzword for change for better. It's about, we call it Muda, Mura, Muri. These are things we have to pay attention to cut waste in our processes and raise operational efficiency. And it's about challenging the status quo, making sure that we continuously improve anytime, any day, and anywhere. I'm a global Kaizen champion. I'm happy to say this because it's been one game changer when I was in the corporate world. And I want to advise anybody, no matter your business is, go and read about this and enroll in proper, skill development in this regard. You will see the magic Kaizen can bring to your businesses. And with all this, I would say that if we pay attention to all this and then take care of our own personal issues, personal responsibilities, our own timeliness, order, discipline, and pursuit of excellence, we can create a better reality for ourselves. Personal responsibility is empowering. It liberates us from the mindset of victimhood and places the reins of our future family in our hands. Consider remarkable stories of individuals across Africa who have embraced personal responsibility and transformed their lives. And these are the people who, despite facing immense challenges, refused to be defined by their circumstances. They took charge of their destinies, made courageous decisions, and persevered against all odds. Their journeys are not only inspiring, but also serve as a powerful reminder that we too have the power to change our narratives. I can go on listing a lot of examples. Again, we don't have all the time. Let's understand that we have a lot of power within us. We have the extraordinary ability to create our own reality. Our future is not predetermined. It is shaped by our actions, our attitudes, and our resolve. By believing in our capacity to influence our destiny, we unlock a wellspring of potential within ourselves. You have the power to envision a future that aligns with your highest aspirations and to take the steps necessary to bring that vision into life. The power is not just about grand gestures. It is found in the everyday decisions we make, the habits we cultivate, and the resilience we demonstrate. Hard work, determination, and a positive mindset are the cornerstone of this journey. There are many case studies I would have liked to refer to. Legendary African business. I can tell you about Dangote, how it started in 1977. I can tell you MTN, how it started in 1994 in South Africa. I can tell you about Ethiopian Airlines, founded in 1945. All these humongous businesses, but also even within our own environment, local environment, you will find businesses that are inspirational. Therefore, I stand before you with a heartfelt call to action. Each of you here possesses the potential to be the change makers, the visionaries, the trailblazers that our beloved continent so desperately needs. And you are the catalysts for transformation, the architects of our collective future, and the bearers of a legacy that will shape generations to come. Let's not merely aim for incremental improvements, but dare to dream big, envisioning an Africa where our businesses are not only competitive, but also exemplary on the global stage. We must push the boundaries of what is possible, innovate beyond the conventional, and strive for excellence in every endeavor. Let's forge partnerships because partnerships are the lifeblood of progress. By working together, we can leverage our diverse strengths, share our resources, and multiply our impact. Let's share knowledge. Knowledge is the greatest asset we can share. The exchange of ideas, experiences, and expertise is vital, which is why we are having this type of session. So thank you so much, the organizers. Let us also keep inspiring others and inspiring ourselves. Inspiration is a spark that ignites change. We can inspire a collective movement towards greatness by sharing our stories, celebrating our achievements, and supporting each other through the highs and lows. Let us be the champions of every other's successes, the mentors who guide the next generation, and the voices that uplift and motivate. Together, we can create an environment where ambition is nurtured, innovation is celebrated, and excellence is known. And let us transform our challenges into opportunities. I want to thank you all. May we all continue to strive for excellence and make a lasting impact on our continent and the world. Long live Africa. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See, the claps are already coming. Thank you so much. Sir, you will agree with me that we need more than one day for the agenda that we want to unfold. More so, I nursed a secret agenda to teach you a new dance step in Ghana, which we weren't able to do, but we look forward to once we get to Ghana. We've told Ghana to prepare for you adequately. We want all the businesses that can benefit from this wealth of experience, this strength, and this achievement role. Because if we can transfer this knowledge into fledgling businesses or midterm businesses, we'll have more global players from the African continent. So I want to thank you very much. I know you went briskly through the speech, but I got all the brisk information that is required to move our businesses forward. We'll be coming for more. Thank you for the time that you've given us. And then during the breakout session, certain individuals will be joining you in the room. And what we want to do now is we have some franchises in the UAE, because the UAE, I'm told, are picking up on the franchise module. In fact, Michael is helping African businesses now develop. And in his stats, he shared with me that only 6% of franchises around the world come from Africa, and he wants to help change that. So I'm going to be introducing Michael, and I'm very happy for you to join the conversations as well. But some of these franchises want to show us what they've done. And like I said in the introductory speech, I said it's a case of African businesses making themselves feel like they're not good enough to offer the franchise. Whereas some fledgling organizations go through the ropes and they get their franchises global. So I'll just be adding Michael Daga to the spotlight now, and he'll be presenting with the African businesses. Thank you, Dr. Valentino. Thank you again so much.
Pleasure.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. So let me just add Michael to the spotlight as well. Okay. Yes. So Michael, can you hear us? You can unmute your mic, and then you can also share your screen. Let me help to unmute the mic. Okay, there we go.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you very well. Thank you it's my pleasure to be with you today. We'll be speaking about franchising. And before, I have two of my clients here together also, Mrs. Fadia and Mr. Johnny. We already work together for franchise their business. They are from Lebanon. I'm talking to you from UAE today. Franchising, we'll talk about little franchising things, a small statistic I've been done related to franchise business. We can see here over 8.5 million of people are working in franchise business. We can see 3,000 unique franchise in the world is being done. Almost 10% of all business in the world are franchise. Also, we can see here that 67% of franchise owners are from USA, Russia, Australia, and Europe, and 6% from Asia. And as Fahmi said, that 6% only also from Africa and Asia. So this is what we are working today, what we'll be doing to try to franchise the business. What is franchising a business? As most of you know about franchising a business, is a strategy where the owner of the business will be under the name of franchisor, grant the right to other individual or investors, okay, to operate their business under the franchisor established brand name and business model. Okay, there is a benefit, lot of benefit of franchising a business, especially expanding risk mitigation, local expertise, brand building, revenue stream, motivated owners, operation consistency. Also, there is some disadvantage, but if we work well in these disadvantages, we can turn it in an advantage, like reduced control that you'll have over franchise location, ongoing franchise support obligation, and so on. As the time is very close, I will make it fast. Okay, so compared to organic growth, if you have organic business, okay, you will supply the capital. Otherwise, if you franchise your business, the franchisee will supply capital for expansion. In management, you are limited to your team. Otherwise, in franchising your business, the franchisee manage their location. In risk, it's all on you. Otherwise, shared cross franchise system. While growth limited to your sources, but franchising help you achieve rapid unit growth. Okay, which business? Almost all business, as small or developed business, could be franchised. Okay, there is 3 model of franchising. The business format that everyone know, that you know, McDonald's, KFC, all these brands, these are business format franchising that provide you everything to have your franchisee. Some other franchise model like product distribution franchising, as we see, like L'Oreal, Johnson, and so on. Management franchising also, like many companies that are being handled by some management. We can see here between them Burj Al Arab, Atlantis, De Palm. Also, we have Waldorf Astoria, Beverly Hills, and Four Seasons. Also, this is a resort in Dubai. The revenue, there is 3 main revenue you'll be getting from franchising your business. The first one is franchise fee that could vary between 100 to 200,000 and above, maybe. Also, the second one, a franchise royalty fee, which could be a fixed amount or a percentage. It's according to your value of the business. Marketing fee or advertising fee also. So as a franchisor, you'll be granted your license, provide initial training, provide operational menu, provide ongoing support, protect your brand, improve your system. And opposite side, we'll be having that the franchisee will invest the money, pay on upfront franchise fee, royalty fee, brand development fee, okay? And for sure, it will not, from 1 year, you'll be gaining from franchising. It's a long process. Usually the process will go in many steps. We have almost 8 to 9 steps to go within 120 days to franchise your business. And at the end, the one who would like to know how to make the $1 million from franchising your business, we can talk today in a private room. Now we can introduce our 2 exhibitors, Mrs. Fadia and Mr. Johnny. Mr. Johnny, he will begin first to introduce his business. Okay, his business is it's a food industry business. Okay, he will explain to us what they are doing, how they succeed, and how they are now. They have multi branches in Lebanon. Please, Mr. Johnny.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mr. Johnny. Go ahead. Thank you for joining in.
Nice to meet you. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. I'm the CEO and owner of Strand Group. Okay, we are in the F&B business since 2013. Okay, so we started our journey as four brothers. We're small restaurants that can just serve 70 seats. Okay, each one of us took vital roles, handling everything from cooking to managing without any employees. So we started from scratch, and we risk our own family home to make such a job. Okay, what is our service? Okay, our service today is we do serve international cuisine, from dine-in, delivery, and takeaway, Lebanese fusion cuisine, not the standard one, Italian, the American, and Mexican. We have an international menu, okay, around 86 items, so we can serve whichever you have in mind. Our second service is the catering service. We do catering, live station, and everything included, or based on your experience and based on your request. And for sure, we have a special shisha service since it's a trend now and it's requested all over. Our vision. At Strand, our vision for expansion is driven by a commitment to excellence, innovation, and community engagement. We aim to create a network of restaurants worldwide that not only serve exceptional international cuisine, but also become an integral part of the community they serve. Our pillars for this expansion are the following: consistency in quality, innovative dining concepts, strategic location selection, community engagement, exceptional customer experience, and sustainable practice. Why Strand and our competition? We are a very convenient and affordable restaurant that provide high-end service with very affordable price and very nice quality. Our fees, our master franchise fees are up to $100,000. Normal franchise $60K, royalty fee 5% on turnover, and the advertising and marketing according to our agreement with the investors.
Johnny, can I ask you a question because of the time, right? What we'll need you to tell us is sort of your franchising journey, because it's quite interesting to know that you started on your own, built the business, and it's now a franchise. So how many franchisees do you have now? Where are you present?
I have 3 branches now.
Okay. Oh, great.
Okay.
When did you start?
I started first all over. They are all over Lebanon. Okay.
Okay.
And we did consultancy services, and we create a portfolio for two concepts in Ghana. One of them called Mokas, and the other one Patashu. We did the consultancy. We create the business model for them, but not as a Strand. What I'm looking forward today is the franchising for this business itself. We started with 70 seats. Nowadays, we can serve around 950 person dine-in, other than delivery, takeaway, and catering. The added value now, we have the full cycle for franchise. We have a central kitchen and the full cycle that provide the production, the service to each branch. So it's a complete chain. It's not a standalone business or standalone restaurant running by itself. We are around 91 employees, from back office to kitchens to floor to management.
So was that difficult for you to move from a business owner to a franchise owner? What was that transition like?
It was very difficult because starting that we was low in cash. Okay. And since but the added value here is that we build it ourselves. Me and my brothers, we are 4 brothers, so we know exactly what's needed in each area. So this what may make us stronger now and more efficient. Today we build we can say an empire with 3 main branches. Each branch can adapt around 400 people sitting dine in, other than the other service, and with the cost efficient menu and the cost efficient cycle for serving and making everything based on standards and client expectations.
You've done very well, Johnny. You've done so well. and I think that we need to learn from you, because some of us are trying to understand that the barriers between business owner and franchise is not as big as we thought. But let's also hear from Fadia. How are you, darling?
Hello everyone.
Hi. How are you?
It's Haddad. I will talk briefly about my business. Then I will share with you a video that you can see all my business as atelier and as shop. I am a fashion designer. I started my work during the crisis in Lebanon, the revolution crisis. So my first thing, I wanted to help all women to keep on putting their clothes in a proper way. So I started with the upcycling and the recycling because we were in a very economical situation. So I was trying to learn the ladies how they can, from their own clothes, to upcycle it and to make a very beautiful pieces. So I struggled a little bit. It was nice in with some ladies. With some ladies, there is a lack of knowledge about the upcycling and the recycling. So this is why I go into another view of the fashion. I did the ready-to-wear, so all kinds of clothes I designed it. And here I saw and I discovered that it is not my mission. My mission was, it was the abaya. The abaya, it's the combination of Oriental and modern nowadays in our moment. It's a piece that every lady can have it because she will feel very royal inside of it and very comfortable. And since it's very modernized now, it's not only the traditional abaya. Now it's the term of abaya. It's in very, so it's a liket, it's a kimono, it's a kaftan.
You want to, maybe while you're talking, you can also share the video so we can see it,
yes,
you know, because I saw the video and it's quite inspiring. Again, the barriers that we thought existed in creating a franchise, when we meet real franchise owners like you inspire us. So, I mean, I think share your video so we can see the products. We're trying to understand the different chains that we can go into franchising. So we've seen food.
I am sharing it.
You've been able to see your access to share screen, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Just one second. I'm searching on the file.
Sure. So what you can do is, when you're doing screen share, you can select the actual file you want to share at the moment. But what we'll do, we'll come back to it. Okay.
Yes.
بدك تكبسي على الفايل تحت، في الفايل تبعك لازم تكبسي عليه تيبين على السكرين.
عرفتي يلا. الفايل.
No, screen share. Okay, so we're going to come back to. No, you're all the way in settings. You have somebody helping you there, right?
Yes. But
okay.
I don't
know
what.
Okay. So while you're putting it, yes.
Just my assistant, can she do that?
Yes, of course. Yes. Let your assistant come and do it for you.
Yeah. يلا ريان.
Hello, just I'm not knowing how to share screen the video. I don't know why it's on
You are shared now. You are shared. Just open the file. Try to open, minimize this one. Okay, just the file. Where is your file?
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll take the video after. All right.
No
We'll
problem.
take the video.
Okay.
We'll take the video after. It's fine.
Okay,
We find it. We find it. Yalla, it's working.
One second.
No, it's not sharing
I think
here.
it's okay.
It's not
I
sharing.
think you sent already the file to
Yes.
to the company.
So-
Don't worry, Mrs. Fadia. You already sent the file.
Sorry.
We'll show the file later. No issue. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm
Don't worry.
sorry, I don't
Let's give
know why it's not
other people to explain.
It's
Don't worry,
okay.
don't worry.
It's okay, darling. So what we will do is we'll actually show the video to everybody on the platform. We'll give them access to it. But I saw the video and I really liked it. I saw the video and I really liked it.
Yeah.
They've actually put together an entire
Sorry,
range
I don't know
of
why it's not
clothing.
working.
And what's inspiring is that these are real people behind the franchising. Michael was talking to me about the fact that he knows the owner of Dunkin' Donuts. I remember as a kid liking Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
But we didn't,
she's a woman.
we didn't
She's
know
a
that they were
woman,
real people. So but we need, again, some of the issues that we're facing is
I have
artificial
one in
intelligence and how to actually run these processes.
Yes, 2
Fadia,
branches.
do not
and
feel
all
bad
over. I'm
at
spreading
all.
my
We are going to
things
make
over
it.
Lebanon. So hopefully
No, it's
it
okay.
will
It's
get
okay. No,
bigger
we're
and
going to
bigger.
make the video available to everybody on the platform anyway, and we're going to talk about that platform. So, but it's
Yes.
quite inspiring
Yes.
to meet you.
Yes.
Well done on what you've done. And just give us one more information about the franchise.
have a
Now that it's a
factory.
franchise, how many
Yes.
branches do you have?
2.
So my
You have 2
factory
branches.
is very well developed
Mm.
to make all kinds of abaya, all kind of what
Okay.
I can be, how many I can be inspired, I can do it
Okay, you
in
have
my
2. So you
atelier.
have one
So
original and
I
then
bring all
another
kind of machines
new
Another one
franchise.
franchise, yeah.
abayas because it
Yes.
was my
Okay, that's nice.
dream
That's
She
nice.
have
and
one.
And
finally
so where is
franchise. She
it?
have also factory. She didn't tell you
I
that she have a big
realized that
factory
this is what I
of
want and
manufacturing
this
this
is my
abaya that
journey
you
that
see. Yeah.
will go in the future, and I will be the only one of the abaya. I, I was a little bit هيك not I'm not used to the to all technical things. I'm an artist, so all what is computerized and something, so I stay far away from that. Leave me
So you
only
and
to
I need to
flow
meet,
and
right? We'll
only to
inspire
make
others and
my
we'll kick Michael out because he
dream of
seems to be a
abaya,
bully.
and so this is what
So, but
I need.
good to meet
So I'm
you.
sorry.
Well, if you
Okay,
can do
and
things
thank
alone,
technical
if you
things.
can do things alone,
Not
well, I
thank
know
you.
you can.
Thank you.
I know
Yes.
you
So
are
thank
very
you so much.
Thank you so- Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, you
Okay.
delegate. You
One
don't
is
have to do
perfect.
everything.
Thank you.
You don't have to do
Yeah.
everything. Don't apologize. The area you decided to do, you've done well, right? So thank you for that. We'll have others to support you in the other areas. So we're actually going to, you see, some people are giving you a round of applause. Thank you so much. You've inspired me personally. And like I said, we will be in talks. Thank you for joining the session. So we're going to go over to our AI expert, because on this journey of franchising, as you've just seen, if we haven't embraced the support of AI, which has helped us even come here and hold the conference, we will not be running at optimal. So I'm going to be introducing my very senior partner in the Aravo, the group CEO of Aravo, Ayo Adegboye. I believe when he was joining, we got a bit of a mix up in the name. Mr. Ayo, are you ready for us? And then we'll be unveiling the platform where we can all meet. I believe we've done so well for 3 hours in an online session. Let me just check that Mr. Ayo is able to join. Okay, great.
Thank you, Fumi. And let me greet everybody, all the previous speakers, for the wonderful speech. And special thanks to you for putting this together. It's been an inspiring section all day. Listen to all the speakers from Mazi to Valentine. I mean, all our colleagues from Middle East as well. They've done exceptionally well in the presentation. And this is another opportunity just to talk about the role of artificial intelligence. So I'll share my screen in a bit, just that it's a bit of challenge the way this is set up because I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen, but your total screen.
Okay. Can you see the presentation?
No, it's showing your total screen, not the file itself.
Okay, so that's the challenge. So I'm trying to. It's not actually giving me that option of what I want to share.
Of window or entire screen?
So when I come to window, I can only see the CEO drawing board. It's limited to just the CEO drawing board. And when I come to the entire screen again, it's just limited to the CEO drawing board as well. Okay, let me take this to Edge. Just a second.
Okay.
We'll figure it. Maybe we could do the usual break of the while I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, all right, sir. So we'll take a 5-minute break. I'll also share the poll. We'd like to get some feedback from us so far. I'm going to be asking some questions. Okay, we're going to fix this very quickly now. Trying to make sure that we sort the slides out. Oh, it's sharing now, so we can see your screen. Your mic is muted. We just saw your screen now. This is interesting. For some reason, I'm even looking for you in the people area. Okay. What do we do? One more time. So can you unmute your mic and then maybe you can speak from your slides while we try to sort it out for you at the back end. Okay. We've also seen the those in the chat, the feedback. Tony Bubebu, you said you've joined from US and it's 4 a.m. We should try and make the time zone better for you. We're going to work on that for the next one, most definitely. Okay. Let me try this one again. Okay, while Mr. Ayo, he's going to rejoin so that we can get the information that he was trying to share with us. From the, okay, there we go. We're back on. Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted. Okay, found you, finally. I've unmuted your mic. I couldn't find you.
I think it's the same protocol that I could not unmute myself. I guess that's the reason why I was unable to share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm going to revoke the screen share and then I'll add it again. Let's see.
All right, please do. All right.
Grant screen share. So I've added grant screen share again. Are you joining in from a tab or a laptop?
From a laptop that looks like a tab.
That's the issue. That's the issue. It has tab functionality, so it might be difficult.
Okay, I'll forward the details to you now so that you could share from your end.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're showing that video again, which is the the platform where we can all then put on the information for the buyer and seller. And after Mr. Ayo's speech, we're going to get more information about that while I get the slides to share. Thank you again. And please ask your questions on the chat. And if you're interested in going into a breakout room with one of the facilitators, if time still permits, let's know which particular breakout room you want to go into.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, but we're seeing the WhatsApp chat.
You can't see what is opened?
We can see your WhatsApp chat.
Okay. All right, I've sent to you. Maybe you show from your own end.
Okay, I'll do that right away.
All right.
Okay, can you see this slide, please?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Let's put it on PowerPoint presentation mode.
Okay, so from the beginning, it's now presenting on presentation mode.
It's not showing presentation mode from here, but then, okay, let's go. Turn on presentation mode. It's not on presentation mode.
Okay. Okay, is it better now?
Okay, we can go, even though it's not on presentation mode. This will allow us to actually enjoy the presentation, as there are some animation I would have loved to come in. But let's proceed. Today, we're talking about the role of artificial intelligence playing a pivotal role in business expansion. So if you go to the next slide, which is the table of content, I'll be talking about, can we go to the next? You know, there is a button underneath where you have something that looks like a play button. That's the only button you need to click for it to be in the presentation mode. Yes, you come back. No, yes, you got it. That button at the tail left. You see the tail left hand.
Okay.
Top, at the top.
So I pressed it. Is it showing that way now or no?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, it's showing from the system. This one.
Press that button. Yes. If that doesn't work, have you pressed it?
Yes. So it's on presentation mode on my screen, but probably not in the.
Maybe other people should tell us. Perhaps maybe I'm the only one not seeing the presentation mode. So come underneath the screen. Come underneath the screen at the bottom to the extreme to the right. You will see a button there for presentation mode.
Is it now?
No. Not yet.
No, not yet.
At the bottom to the right, the first button or the last button on your right, you will see. Not yet.
So what's happening is because it's not in this platform, it's shown on presentation mode on my system, but not on the.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Whatever we can do with it, we do with it. Let's go. Not a problem. All right. Thank you once again for me and to everyone for your patience. Thank you for the audience we've gained today since the program started this morning. I'll quickly go straight to talk about the role of artificial intelligence. But before then, I'll need to give some background and the invaluable contribution of artificial intelligence to business expansion. So if we go to the next table, which is the table of content, of course, I'll talk about understanding AI, leveraging on AI for business expansion, and enhancing competitive advantage, expanding into new markets, responsible AI decision, and we round off with conclusion. I plan to do this within the next 10 to 12 minutes, possibly. So pardon me, I speak so fast. So again, I will make effort not to be too fast, but I'm sure we'll catch up in the breakout session for questions to ask for the thing. So artificial intelligence, AI, as popularly known, has become a driving force in reshaping the business landscape. Its transformation ability and capability has brought some business that are the early adopters of AI to the mainstream of business. And one thing I want us to bear in mind is, if the Africa is part of the third world, what do we need to do to become part of the innovators? Innovation is actually the determinant of competitive advantage. And when you talk about innovation being the determinant of competitive advantage, we cannot undermine the role of artificial intelligence. So we as Africa, it's time for us to actually leapfrog, to jump, and not just to stay back. That with AI, we will actually cover some of the 50 years we've lost in terms of developmental stages. So let's go to the next slide. According to Jeff Bezos, he said there is no alternative to digital transformation. Any company visionaries will carve out new strategic options for themselves. Those that don't adapt eventually will fail. So we're beginning to see the enforcement of the role of artificial intelligence in running our business. So next question is, what is artificial intelligence and how do they work? So if you go into this, you will see some of what I put together in terms of artificial technology, how machine or how computer understand human language with annotations. How do you understand the human language and how do you process the human language? And we also have what we call machine learning. Like I said in April, when we had our initial engagement, talking about how machine understudy human being. And machine is not understudy just one human being, understudy several millions, hundreds of millions of human beings, and coming up with the best possible arrangement. So again, with machine learning, we are able to come up with a whole lot of intelligence, and day by day, the artificial intelligence, the improvement through machine learning is on the increase, processing several millions of data within few minutes. So if you go to the next slide, I talk about the uses of artificial intelligence in some specific cases in our day-to-day activity. Either we like it or not, we're already using artificial intelligence. If you have a Facebook account, of course, you're already leveraging on artificial intelligence, making suggestions for you, reminding you when it's someone's family's birthday, telling you, what most suitable to post on the birthday, suggesting what GIF you should use for someone's birthday. Why it appears to be something not as serious, but you could see the role of artificial intelligence. For those of us who watch Netflix, based on your previous encounter with Netflix and what you like to watch, Netflix start to make suggestions of what you should watch to you. Netflix is not just suggesting to you, it's also a way of trying to get data about their customers to know what appeals to you and what is not appealing to you. They begin to look at your mental faculty, your reasoning capacity and capability. This is how the AI is beginning to shape the way we do things. And looking at YouTube as well, making suggestions for you with algorithm that is being saved at the back end, and looking at your lifestyle and your partner, and your lifestyle and your partner, and your pattern, your behavioral pattern, or how you do what you do. So we go to the next slide, talking about the simple terms. Is about integrating digital technology aspect into organization. And how does artificial intelligence work in an organization? It's about obtaining different pieces of information and data within organization and aggregating this together to make informed decisions. I've talked about this before. So for you to actually leverage on artificial intelligence as organization, it starts with you building your data and putting your data in place. The more data you have in place, the lot easier it eventually becomes for you to be able to digitize your organization and to, of course, to get into the usage of artificial intelligence. The truth is that artificial intelligence may never work on its own without having sufficient data to make informed decisions. So like I mentioned, there are different use cases of artificial intelligence. But quickly, as an organization, if you are trying to go the way of artificial intelligence, there are key drivers that drive the artificial intelligence. So I talk about the data analytics and insight, which means obtaining the data, big data, use case, predictive analytics, and use of whatever information that you gather around you. We have what we call the chatbot and virtual assistant today that's actually personalizing response to customer. And how this happens is, again, it's a function of the data. And most questions that customer will likely answer when they come to your site, they are what we call frequently asked questions. The chatbot and AI could also recognize your voice and the question you are asking. It could also respond to you again in a human language or in a human voice. But again, it's not human being talking to you, because the question you are asking is actually a frequently asked question. Up until the question you are asking is no longer part of the frequently asked question, then you may now be required to speak with an operator. But in the modern day, even the operator has now, the machine learning has also learned from the operator how they answer and how they tackle different issues. So these are part of what we put together when organization is considering leveraging of artificial intelligence for business expansion. Now, let's look at the key area, the implementation strategy for artificial intelligence for digital transformation. What I have there is the quick 5 areas we need to quickly look into. I don't know what stage your business is at the moment, but regardless of the level of your business, you need to consider these 5 major areas. You need to, the current state analytics of your organization and the data you have. Even if you don't have data, it's never too late. Assessing existing system, process, and capability. Then you need to have strategic plan to define your goals, your KPI, your roadmap for strategic business expansion. What role will AI play? Are you looking at organic or inorganic business growth? Are you looking at merger and acquisition? Are you looking at backward integration, forward integration, horizontal alignment, horizontal and vertical integration? All these are thoughts you need to put together, and it has something to do with the size of your business or your organization for you to begin to consider either backward integration or forward integration. The second area you need to focus on the technology selection. How do you select the right technology, the right tool, the right platform? And you need to go through the process of vendor selection. Choose a reliable AI vendor that could help your organization. Of course, I'm not here to sell Arago, but again, we are open to help you in your digital transformation. We will not say no if you approach us to consider what is the best AI platform you will need for your business. Maybe your business is at the stage of data gathering. We are also very ready to help you in your data acquisition, data exploration, and data manipulation at the end of the day. You need to involve, the third one is the training program How do you train an expert as well as recruit AI specialists that could help you? You probably want to outsource this, or you want to keep it in-house. Whichever way, we can also guide you in that process. The fourth one is the data collection to ensure comprehensive and high quality data collection. Again, we can't talk about AI without data. So data keeps coming on and on and on. But you also need to be mindful of the data security. You need to be mindful of privacy policy within your organization. Even though we are playing around with the data, the security of data is non-negotiable. Last one is the prototype development. Start with a small scale project to actually see how this could happen. We've had the opportunity to work with some banks in Nigeria today to help customer develop some AI. And what we have seen today is that the process of obtaining loan back in the day, some 2, 3, 4 years ago, to get a loan in the bank take average of 3 to 5 weeks. It's not up to 3 months at times. But are you surprised now you could actually get a loan from bank within minutes, under 5-10 minutes? Why is that possible? Is they are leveraging on artificial intelligence, and we've had opportunity to deploy some of these platforms for some of our financial service institution customer. What it does is individual coming to the bank platform on application to request for a loan, the AI automatically get into your data with the bank, looking at the data, say that, okay, averagely you make 5 million naira every month. They could see your BVN, they could see your spending pattern. So right there and there, the artificial intelligence with machine learning will automatically recommend you are entitled to get 1 million naira to pay over a period of 6 months or 1 year. They've looked at your source of income. They've seen your average closing balance. So there's informed decision that people don't need to go back to seek for approval. There is no need to go and meet the credit committee. There's no need to go and meet the ED because of the threshold. Even the CEO may not get involved, or let alone the board member, because again, leveraging on artificial intelligence, enough data has been obtained about a particular customer for them to make informed decision. The next slide talk about the challenges and mitigation when you're trying to adopt artificial intelligence. So let's talk about the challenges, which, of course, the challenges, are we on the same page? Okay. I think you should go back. Yes, you can stay here. Challenges and mitigation strategy. So what are the challenges? You need to look at the area of security and quality and accessibility. You need to be very careful about the privacy concern of the individual. You need to also do an in-house check in terms of the skill gap, and again, resistant to change because of skill gap. And there's something they call leadership. When you are trying to adopt new technology in organization, you need leadership buy-in. If there's no leadership buy-in, even though the leadership is signing the budget, again, you may never have the success implementation of technology at the end of the day without the right leadership buy-in of the organization. You need to consider the fairness and compliance to regulatory authority and how you play around with data or people's data. And lastly, we talk about AI. You don't need to get there one day. It's scalable, it's modular. So you can start, even for most of the big institutions, where we try to go on the artificial intelligence and business digital transformation journey. They start with simple process. Like I mentioned in financial institution, credit, loan and credit is just one process. And that process has beginning and the end. So that's one process. It could be an internal approval. It has a process. So an average organization has hundreds of processes. So for you to embrace digital transformation, leveraging on artificial intelligence, each process needs to be singled out, and there'll be machine learning for each process. So each process is what we're going to digitize and involve inclusion of artificial intelligence. So you may not necessarily need to get there in one day, but gradually you can start the journey from wherever you are. For some case study, I will try and keep the case study simple. Let's go to the next slide after this one because of time. So I will talk about the case study where Aravo has been involved. I'll talk about what I have here is about 3 sectors. I'll talk about 4 to 5 sectors briefly. We have a case of one of the largest retail outlets probably in Africa today, with strong presence in Nigeria. We've been able to help them locally, leveraging on artificial intelligence and IoT to do inventory management. What they used to do in the past is to shut down the entire supermarket and the entire chain for a whole day, taking inventory of what they have in the warehouse, what they have on the shelf, vis-a-vis what they have sold. So now they don't need to shut down again. With IoT and artificial intelligence, at the click of button at any point in time, they know their inventory. They know the inventory, the good in transit. They know the good on the shelf. They know the goods in the warehouse of all the supermarkets or all the store outlets. So there's aggregation of data put together within a page to actually say this is the actual inventory you are carrying today for different products or category of products. The next sector we've done this is in manufacturing. What did you do for the manufacturing sector? We've had customer again looking at their production timeline, and what we have done is to also help them with artificial intelligence when we deploy it to reduce the downtime, to make predictions on, okay, today this is what we need to produce. This is not what we don't need to produce today. Because with AI, there's a clear visibility into the inventory again, to the goods in transit, to the extent of obtaining data from the distributors of the manufacturing company, and that's include the wholesalers and the retailer, to actually say at this point in the whole country today, this is the total number of this particular product. So reduce the production of this, increase the production of this. AI will also tell you at this certain time of the year, the sales of this particular product usually goes up. So again, they have informed decision on about what to produce and how to go about it. We've also had a case study of deploying AI for health sector. What this has done is to actually help the hospitals to actually have a major visibility into patient record. And what we're working on now is working with the regulatory authority in Nigeria, for example. How do we integrate the HMO and the caregiver, the HMO with the caregiver or the hospitals and of course different companies that run HMO? What we have seen today is when the patient walk into an hospital, the hospital want to confirm your HMO enrollment. They want to confirm the level of privileges you have. Maybe your HMO covered this. They also want to confirm if there are credit notes or they are credit with this organization. So instead of keeping patient waiting, at the push of a button, you can see the entire data available and you can make informed decision that these patients must be treated, as against sending email and waiting. So we're implementing that now for the operator. We've also had something within the insurance industry where we automate the entire process of buying insurance policy from your mobile phone. We've done this for like about almost 7 or 8 insurance companies in Nigeria today, where we aggregate all of them onto a platform called Aravo Scudo. So if you're listening to me, you can actually Google Aravo Scudo and download the application. What it does is, as against the traditional way of buying insurance from agent or broker that takes you average of 1 week or 2 weeks to get your policy, we're saying that because of the AI infusion, you can almost buy your insurance in Nigeria now today and get your policy within 10 minutes. Once you come to the platform, you upload the necessary document, the VIN of your car, pictures of your car. We check the artificial intelligence, check it at the back end. You get your code immediately. You make your payment confirm. You download your policy. This happens within 5 to 10 minutes. And what you need when you insure your properties or essentially is your policy number. So you download the entire policy with your policy number, and you can take this to bank that you have your insurance policy in place. As if that were not enough, what we develop for the insurance sector also have what we call automatic claim. So again, the traditional way is that when there's an accident or unforeseen incidents when you're driving your car, so when there's an accident, you are expected to go to the nearest police station, tow the car to your house or to your mechanic. Insurance company will send their own mechanic to do valuation. You bring your own mechanic to do your valuation. Insurance company negotiate. They cut it down at the end of the day before they now pay you your claim. This process, the closest or the earliest you could get it done is average of 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on how fast you are. But with this application, when there's an accident, activate your GPS coordinates right there on the spot. You don't need to go to a police station. Activate your your GPS coordinate, take a video, upload it into the application. Of course, artificial intelligence do a deep learning on the extent of the damage on your vehicle, and suggest that with this, of course, we have integrated some data from Ladipo Market and the spare part shop to say that, okay, you know what, with this damage, if you want to go the traditional way, that will take another 4 to 6 weeks. This is what you can get. You probably get 350,000 naira. But with AI, we're offering you 280,000 naira. If you accept right there and there, insurance company get you paid within 24 hours or even less than 24 hours. Again, we have streamlined that process of claim and claim adjustment and claim settlement of about 6 weeks to less than 2 to 4 hours. This is part of what AI is doing, and this is part of what we have deployed, and it's running effectively as we speak today. So regardless of your industry, it's just to be able to look at different process you have and how do you streamline this process. So why do we do all this? It's about creating customer service and customer experience at the end of the day. So what are the future trends in the digital transformation? If you go to the next slide, I'm trying to see how I can quickly run through this. What are the future trends? Of course, and the future trend. Let's go to the okay. So we see the deployment of AI, how it has helped business to grow. We have seen the absolute transformation in business, like I was mentioning in the case of the financial services industry, in the case of the insurance industry, health industry. Still talking about health. So what we have done is in the health industry, there are IoT connected to health devices within the health industry, and all over the world is obtaining data every second from every health device, for every tool that is used in health industry, to be able to see what is going on, how our people are treated. So these are advancement beyond human comprehension in terms of how does it help our day-to-day business transformation. Let's go to the next one as I'm rounding up gradually. I think I still have a couple of slides here. I may need to skip some of these slides. Let's keep going. Enhancing customer experience. Let's go to slide number 19. So why do we need AI? Why do we need artificial intelligence infusion into the business? It's about driving personalization and enhanced customer experience. It's about me coming on your platform and saying, welcome, Mario Adegboye. How can we help you today? We are where you have this day. We are aware of your investment. Again, these are artificial intelligence. Once I log in, artificial intelligence will obtain my data, and the service I'm getting is pretty much personalized to me. It also helps to streamline the process within organization to fast forward and leap forward. It also helps in operation standardization. Again, we've seen different use cases all around the world. Let's go to slide number 23. So these are some of the expanding into new markets. So how is AI going to help us to expand into the new market? By the time you have the proper analysis of your business, the consumer goods comprise use AI to analyze social media and activities of individual. So expanding to new market means that with artificial intelligence, you could obtain the potential customer behavioral pattern, which will also help you to inform what you're taking to the customer at the end of the day. Localization of product and services to aid localizing products. Again, these are a whole lot of informed decision you're making as a result of the available data to you. However, if you go to the next slide, we talk about responsible AI implementation to ensure prioritizing the security. Implementing AI requires a lot of responsibility and discipline to be sure we don't offend anybody. At the end of the day, you need to have a very strong privacy policy in place, and people need to be able to adhere to the private policy when they come to your platform, so that you don't have issue of people saying that you use my data and you have some legality issues at the end of the day. So in conclusion, if you can quickly go, in conclusion, artificial intelligence has come to stay, and the earlier we adopt it, the better for our business. I will encourage us all to embrace artificial intelligence today and to see how we can all expand together as Africa, and how we can leap forward to to catch up with the First World War as a result of innovation. On this note, I would like to say thank you once again. Let's go to the last slide. I'm hoping when we get into the private section, I'll be able to answer more questions, as I was not able to go through the entire presentation due to time constraint. Once again, thanks to the organizers. Thanks for me for putting the platform together. I sign out.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for putting that together and for giving us the comfort of AI on our continent. Yes, some people are clapping as well. I have a question. Is it possible to get today's presentation so we can read and get in more in-depth? Somebody is asking for your presentation, sir.
Not for now.
Not for now. Okay. So we are going to put you in a breakout room now. But we with the great support of the Arrival team. So I tell you that Mr. Ayo is not talking AI, he is living AI. We've been able to put together a platform that will allow all of us trade, because this consensus, or the general consensus, is that every African business needs to expand and they need the opportunity to capitalize and recapitalize. And so the platform African Asset ACQ was built by Arrival. That means from end to end. We literally just talked to them about the design, and they built such an amazing global standard platform where everybody on this call now has access to go on the site. I'm going to put the website address on the broadcast. We'll also send it to your email. It's called africanassetacq.com. You can go on the site, and now you can offer your franchises, business licensing. You can buy and sell assets. And this is also powered by some of the banks that are working with us as well. So I will play the video of the site, but while that video is going on, we are going to put you into a breakout room. So there's a breakout room where Mr. Ayo will be able to take your questions on AI. There's a breakout room for funding. So anybody that requires funding, will put you in the room with the PAC holding team. If you're interested in building a franchise and you want more information about that, the breakout room session will now be just 15 minutes. So in the chat, please just type, it's either you want funding, AI, franchise development, or political infrastructure and governance. So type in the chat which one you want, and then you'll be put into that room, and then we can close the session that has done so well. Thank you all for joining again. And our goal, or the goal that we nurse, is that we can put at least 10 of African organizations on the list of the Fortune 500. Dr. Henry, the Director General of PAOSMI, had mentioned that he has a rep who would like to greet us. So please indicate in the chat so that I can find you quickly and then give you mic access if you're on. So I'm looking forward to your responses in the chat room so that I can put you in the right group. Otherwise, we'll do it automatically. Okay, thank you for the thumbs up. Okay, thank you so much. So, right, so we'll assign you into a breakout room now. I'm going to create the rooms. It has automatically assigned you. So some of you are in the room with Dr. Awad, so you can talk on questions on structure. Some of you are in the room with Mazi, so you can talk about policy. Some of you are in the room with Michael, so you can talk about franchising. Once we open the breakout room, you're going to be in a different room. And then if while you're in the breakout room, you want to move rooms, also let me know. Because of time, we will do so immediately. So you are seeing a prompting to join a breakout room. So please just click to join your room. Okay, I can see AI. Manasa wants AI franchise, joy, greatness. Okay. I can move you to rooms. Let me see. Manasa, find you. Okay, please, you're getting prompting to join your room, so you can go ahead and join your room, please. Okay, so Ayo, we have to move you to room 2 because you're listed there. Okay. Okay, if you have not joined your breakout room, please do, so that you can take advantage of conversations and communication with the team. I'm going to check room 5 and 6 now. Joy Greatness Homes franchise. Okay, if you're still in the main area, we are finding conversations happening in the breakout room. So you can join your breakout room, or you can ask to be put in another room if you prefer. Okay, thank you so much. I think that we have done an amazing 3 hours at the CEO Drawing Board 6.0. We want to take questions. We tried the breakout room. I'm not sure some of you joined or had enough time to ask the questions or take feedback. So we would be closing in 5 minutes. We plan to finish the session by 1. We're at 1:05, not too far. But it wouldn't have been complete without getting feedback or direct questions from our speakers. But before we get to that point, I want to thank everybody for joining, starting from Pastor Dimeji, who did the opening speech, to Mazi, who gave us the keynote speech and set us and put us in the right context. I want to also thank Dr. Awad for giving us the information on how not to just strategize, but ensure that we execute the growth in businesses. The franchises that joined us from UAE and Showcase, which are just a few of the franchises that have registered. Also want to thank Michael, who is available to help us develop businesses from Africa that can then begin to grow on the global space. Michael has also mentioned, he said he reminded me that the businesses that actually start developing franchises, we plan to hold a graduation ceremony for you in a yacht in Dubai. And Michael said that he will be hosting us there. So that would be really great. Now, how do you become a franchise? If you got the event concierge link, and also you can go to the website we shared with you under the events page. You'll see the events concierge link. You can click on if you're eligible to build a franchise as well, so that you can start on the journey. I mean, we met Fadia. She's so pretty. She started out her business. There is no barrier to entry. It's just had been an area that we were not looking at. Also want to thank Mr. Ayo Adegboye, very knowledgeable, very inspiring. I must say that he was the first person that I spoke to about the CEO Drawing Board that encouraged me to put it up on this large scale. And what they've achieved, they've been in the office. It's either, you have Total in the meeting or one bank or another, that they're transforming businesses in the African space into global players. And he said in his speech, he was not marketing Aravel. Well, I'm marketing Aravel. So I want to thank also Dr. Valentine. He's had to excuse himself to go into another speaking engagement. He wanted to help in the breakout room, for joining and giving his personality and his wealth of accomplishments to the CEO Drawing Board agenda. Dr. Henry and the team from PAOSMI. Dr. Henry also had to rush off to another engagement, but he mentioned that Mr. Manasseh was on the call. Mr. Manasseh, are you here? So that we can hear something from you. I'll actually find you. Okay, if you're here still, Mr. Manasseh, let me know so that I can unmute the mic. And then PAC Holdings, the investment company. Sharon, do you want to talk to us for a few minutes before we close? I'm not sure if you got the opportunity in the breakout room.
Yes. All right. Please, can you hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. Please, can you hear me?
Sharon, we can see you.
Okay, but can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, good afternoon. Can you hear me now? Good afternoon, everyone.
I can hear you also. I can hear you.
You can go ahead and speak.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's been a pleasure to be in this.
Okay, that's fine.
Webinar.
What we'll do is we'll send the information about PSC Holding. And she had to represent the managing director, who was unavailable at the moment.
Good afternoon. I think I can hear Sharon.
Okay, she had to represent the managing director, who was unavailable at the moment, in representing what PAC Holding was is offering. So I would like to take some questions. Adiola Okunuga, I think you've indicated to ask a question. Or give a comment. Sharon, please go ahead. I'm told that there's some issue with my mic. And I wasn't hearing you, but everybody else was. Please go ahead. Apologies. I'll have to fix something on my system then.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Can you all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you, I believe.
All right. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing webinar so far. The CEO drawing board. It has been very interactive, although I was supposed to be here earlier than this, but due to some engagements here in the office, I had to represent my MD, who is unavailable at the moment, and he would like to apologize to you all for not being here. So I'll be talking about my firm, my investment company, which is PAC Asset Management. We are an investment firm who have been licensed by Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria to manage pool of funds from individuals and from corporate organizations. So we have several mutual funds, which ranges from the money market, commercial papers, even the wealth management portfolio for clients who do not know how to invest their funds. So at PAC, we also offer financial advisory services. So we understand that some companies actually start up well, but in the course of running their business for years, they might begin to have financial troubles. So that is the one of the solutions we're here to profile as PAC Asset Management. So we're here to help all these companies, franchises, help them manage their funds properly while they're here trying to become bigger and become bigger firms here in Africa. So at PAC, we do not just offer advisory services, help them manage their funds. We can also serve as a company that can help them have obtain facilities for their companies. So take, for instance, you run your company and you have, like, let's assume about 100 million and you do not know what to do with it. Instead of just dumping such funds in the bank, you can bring it to us at PAC Asset Management. We can help invest such in fixed deposit instruments or Eurobond instruments, which is a dollar-denominated instrument, or we could also help you purchase treasury bills or commercial papers, as long as you're just saying, okay, you know what, PAC just help me manage my funds. So we can help you do that. And while your investment is running, take, for instance, you also want to acquire probably another property, or you want to expand your business, you can have access to facilities that is up to 75% of whatever investment you have with us. And then we'll give that to you at a very minimum interest rate, actually, something that is quite competitive in the market. So these are some of the services that PAC Asset Management can offer companies and franchises that are willing to come on board as the course of the CEO Drawing Board program.
Okay.
That is all for us here at PAC. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So please also use the chat. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm told you could hear Sharon, but I couldn't hear Sharon. But I'm sure that she's communicated what PAC Holding has on offer. I would like one more person to indicate to speak, just so that I can check if it's my system, or I just want to see who else would like to give us some feedback before we close. Adiola Okunuga. Hello, Mazi. Considering the sudden policy change in a country like Nigeria and around Africa, how can these things work out in intra transactional trade to benefit the purpose of franchising. Mazi, are you still on the call, sir?
Yes, I am. If you're hearing me, I am.
Mazi. Yes, yeah. Okay.
Can I answer? Can I respond to that?
So the question is, considering the sudden policy change in the country like Nigeria and around Africa, how can things work out in transactional trade to benefit the purpose of franchising?
Well, I think what's important is there are international protocols, international treaties, and legal standards for doing this project. And irrespective of whatever any government will do, first, I think these investments and projects can be legally protected. That is one. Number two, there is no insurance against policy instability. All we can say is that in structuring the transaction, those are some of the factors we will always build in. When we're doing a scenario planning, we build scenario, worst case, best case, and optimistic and a realistic case. And when you do all that, you will be able to find the ability to adjust, accommodate some of these unplanned circumstances. But I think that when it comes to overall business development, investment promotion, I think that African countries are generally moving in one direction. The direction is to make sure that they attract as much investments as they can. And the policy stability, I believe, will over time become a thing of the past. But we cannot stop doing business because of the fear of tomorrow. Tomorrow will come with its uncertainties. But as far as we are properly taking in consideration, taking a 360-degree review of all the circumstances and make up our minds, I think we can proceed with some of these transactions. What is critical is that we must be sure that we have legal protection is assured. There is a place for intellectual property protection in most countries, in African countries. So the risk is there, but I think it is something that can be contained. Did you hear me?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. For some reason, I couldn't hear directly on the system, so I had to join on the phone to hear what you said. That's why we had that backlash. But this is what this platform is for. Mazi, you know that we cannot leave you now. With all this information that you are giving us, and you said you've given us the wings to fly. You are commending that young people have not left our future to the government. So now that we want to go on this journey, there are lots of people who are now asking how, because we want to take the step in that direction. Thank you so much, sir. Beyond the communication, we're going to come back to you to look at all these different avenues. Somebody is even asking, all right, Adiola says, thank you, Mazi, for your response. Can I also ask, investment and enable environment go together? Will it be advisable that investors come in seeing this insecurity and uncertainty in an economy like Nigeria and some African countries? Another person is asking, is there a future plan to have a physical meeting for this program? Maybe at the yacht in UAE, where we'll be having the graduation. It will be an amazing opportunity to meet everyone and circumvent the network hitch and have a proper agreement. I agree. We definitely require the physical meeting, but we wanted to make sure that the agenda is put forward. We have enough of the numbers to be able to prosecute the agenda. Mazi, so more questions are coming. We'll take more of the questions for you. He's saying, should we still invite investors knowing the state of insecurity and uncertainty?
That's the point I'm making, especially that creates the need for partnerships. First and foremost, that if you have a partnership, let's say the franchising option, you are dealing with a local. I mean, it's like me, I'm here, I grew up here, I have weathered here, I understand how this system operates. So if I'm getting into an investment relationship with anybody, I am fairly nuanced and fairly informed of the environment. So also a colleague in Ghana or in South Africa will understand because no matter how it is, there's always a way to survive. Even in the jungle, there's a survival strategy in the jungle. So I think that while we agree on the impediments, insecurity, policy, this is where partnership becomes very critical. Not only are you sharing the risk, but also when you deal with people on the ground, they're able to help you navigate some of those traps that will catch the unwary. So that shouldn't stop us from investing because there is always a way to overcome. I'm not just talking about insurance, the ways we know how to deal with business risk, but critical is having people who understand the terrain, and it's one opportunity. Co-optation is one opportunity franchising offer us.
So, thank you, sir. So the outcome of this meeting is that we should continue on this journey. We've created this platform, like we've mentioned, so that we can prosecute, not just talk, but have the place to implement. And so today, everybody can go on the platform and we have free subscriptions for the next 60 days. So you have assets to offer. You want to develop a franchise. You want to expand your business. Let's start off the conversation. You also have the opportunity of capitalizing and recapitalizing, because then you want to sell equity from your business so that you can get enough funds from investors. This is where we're going to do the trade and the transactions. And then we will also give everybody, once we set up the physical event, Michael has said he's put a date in October for us to be in Dubai, for those who have developed the franchises. But we're looking at and working closely with the team in Ghana, Mr. Kwasi, Regina, they were the companies working with us to see the best time for us to set the physical event, not just in Ghana. We've gotten some invitations from the other African countries as well. But the bottom line is every African business owner must look at the global climate as an equal player like everybody else, so that we can develop valuable assets for our continent. Thank you so much again for joining. My name is Fumi Bajulaye, and the host of ACR Global and the founder of his brainchild, the CEO Drawing Board. I want to thank you for taking out 3 full hours out of your Saturday. I don't take that lightly, for joining. Thank you so much for clapping. I'm very grateful. And I'll be more happy to see the testimonials from businesses that have transformed through these conversations. I'll also like to recognize Akinwumi Abusari. I've seen you, Mr. Akinwumi, on the call. I'm actually looking forward to a discourse from you. He mentioned that franchising is a legal conversation, as well as Okeni Chambers as well. Thank you, Mazi, for the CEO Drawing Board must work on integrating the legal system opportunities so we can hit the franchising market. If there's an avenue to see less of the risk and higher of the benefits, the trade and the transaction is a goal. Yes. So we have the legal teams. In fact, on the platform, we're going to have some legal teams available. Okeni Chambers also worked with us initially. And then we have some other legal teams, Akinwumi and Bursary, that are ready to look at helping manage the risk for the international businesses, and also setting up the trademarks where they should be present. We cannot take all this in one day, so we do have to come to an end for the discourse. Send us an email. You can go on the platform immediately, open an account, and start sending us an email to see how how your experience is like. You have 60 days of free subscription. You can upload your assets as a franchisor, as somebody who wants to buy a franchise, and any of these assets that we have to start trading on the African continent. We say the trading platform is open. Thank you so much. Mazi, would you like to share any final information for us to go away with?
Well, except to encourage you, like you said, maybe someday I'll give my own testimony of my experience in franchising, in mergers and acquisition. I did one of the earliest management buyouts in corporate Nigeria. So I think I would like to continue to associate with this group of people on this drawing board, and believe that we can all share knowledge. It's for me exciting to see that people are willing, because so often a lot of people are complaining. Many of us are just complaining, grinding, things are not working. Yes, so what? But things are working. If you pass on the road here, you see new cars, you see new houses being built. Even as I'm here now, some noise is behind me. People are building houses around me. So why must we keep complaining? Just seek a niche, seek an opportunity, look for a problem to solve, look for a need to fill, look for a value to create, one day at a time. When you can't do it alone, shout for help, call other people, invite partners. Everything is possible if you are willing to share and to cooperate. Thank you very much.
We'll be signing out from the CEO Drawing Board 6.0. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. We'll say a great, profitable afternoon to you, and remember to compete. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you all. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Fanmi. Bye bye. See you.
We'll be in Ghana. See you there.
Yeah, Fanmi, you can hear me?